So, what's up, guys? How you guys been? You two are working men now.
Blue collar.
Yeah.
I'd
Stacking
like to introduce
boards.
Shane.
Yeah, this is Shane's first time.
And yes, we are blue collar workers now.
Yeah.
Just tying our boots one day at a time, putting our jeans on backwards, and then wondering why we have jock itch.
I like to put all my clothes on one side at a time. So I go like one leg through my boxers, one leg through my pants, one sock, one shoe, and then repeat the process on the other side. So like I already have a shoe on and my cock and balls are still hanging out.
I got chastised by a friend in the gym room in high school because my underwear, I didn't fix them. I just rolled my pants up and my underwear like scrunched up a bunch, and he was like, "You're fixing them. That's going to aggravate me." And I was like, "Why are you worried about my underwear?"
What'd he say? Why was he worried about your
I don't want my friend to be uncomfortable.
Oh, well, that's nice of him.
Yeah, he thoughtful.
How's your hand doing? I know that you
Bruised a bone, stove to my arm.
Yeah.
Well,
Is it any better?
yeah, a lot.
That's good.
Not a lot of friction with the muscle under the bone. It was torturous. I complained about it. Shane took the front end of it, just screaming bloody murder about stuff.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter. And now I'm over it.
Nice. I remember you saying that your tendonitis was going away slowly as well.
Yes.
That's good.
As mine returns.
Tendonitis is a real motherfucker, man. But it's one of those things that like everybody thinks that the only way to get rid of it is through surgery, but that's not true. You can therapy. You can like physical therapize.
My thoughts on it are
Tendonitis
like
away.
the fasciitis in the bottom of your feet.
Ugh.
It feels the same way except in the crooks of your arms. But both of my fasciitis went away from just pounding on them.
Yeah.
Like my body was like,
Yeah,
well,
you just got to
it's
make
not
them
gonna-
stronger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Stretching those tendons out helps a lot. I use a lacrosse ball. While I'm like sitting playing PlayStation or something, I'll put it under my feet and press my feet real hard into it and roll them.
Frozen bottle of
That
water, I was
works.
told.
That works as well.
If you can't afford a lacrosse ball or something.
Lacrosse balls are like $1.
I don't know.
I would do something with my hands immediately. I like to stretch them out, like the way I learned in baseball, just by pulling my fingers up and down, and that really helps throughout the workday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stretching.
You don't realize how sore those tendons in your hands get.
Yeah.
If you work with your hands all the time, it's surprising. Like I like it looks weird, but I like to like fold my fingers back like this and like squeeze my hands that way.
Let me try.
And man, it like really stretches those tendons in your hand. And it feels good.
I always say the phrase, "Who put us in these meat sacks anyway?"
Right. God.
You know,
It's God's fault.
I'm not bitching about it. It's just a complicated mechanism to operate every day. The
Yeah.
body.
Sure is. They're so needy.
I know.
Oh,
Muscles are selfish.
Right.
Give me nutrients. I hurt now. Me.
Oh, I need water. Oh, I need protein. Oh, I need sleep.
Is the body a min-max machine? Or do you understand what I'm saying?
I was going to let you keep going.
Is it, say, for every calorie I put in, can I make 2 calories
No.
in the world? Or
No,
something?
I think it's like a 1-to-1. Yeah. I think like you can like exert a calorie of energy for the but like we also have glycogen stores in our muscles. So like you could not eat anything all day and still have reserve energy. And like even once you burn through all your glycogen reserves, that's when your body starts breaking down fat. One thing that a lot of people don't realize is like if you want to lose weight, obviously you have to be in a calorie deficit. It's the only way to do it. But you have to deplete all of your glycogen stores before your body starts burning fat. So like you have to be in a calorie deficit for like 2-3 weeks before you use up all of your glycogen stores, and then you start like you'll lose weight in that 2 to 3 weeks, but it's not fat. It's just
Water.
excess water. Yep, exactly. So yeah, I don't think it's like a 1-to-2. That would be cool if like it worked like that, but no, I don't think that we are min-max machines.
I'm in the process of buying a Fitbit to track stats.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
And-
going to be cool.
I'd like to get either Shane one, or if he gets one, we can race each other with.
Yeah,
Watch
you guys
our
will have
stats.
to. Yeah, you
We
guys will
can
have to give me
become
your account.
scientists.
Yeah.
So that way, because I have one, and like I have the app and everything. So then we could like track each other, and you guys could be like, "Oh man, Troy took like 14,000
We
steps
can get on
today."
each other's cycle.
Yeah, exactly.
To see who the
Yeah, we can sync up.
yeah
Exactly.
that is so funny
Yeah.
because they say, isn't that to find out who the alpha lady is?
I hope not.
Right, like the lesser ones will sync up to her. I don't know. I'm not a woman. I want to preface that with.
But it's always a fight of
That's not my biology, brother.
It's
I can't
not.
speak on that.
I think it's always a fight, in my opinion, about people lying when their menstrual cycle was, so that they could trick other women into thinking that they're the alpha, which is also like a mind game.
How much experience do you actually have? That sounds like something that you're making up.
I could
How expensive are the Fitbits, do you think? That
170.
you want? Really?
I think it depends on what you are looking for. There's like different levels of them.
I've never really researched them. I was
There's
like,
got to be some calories.
it's just a
burnt.
high-tech step counter, so I never really got too into it. But they could track everything now, like heart rate and stuff. And as I get older, I start to
Sleep,
care
too.
more about these things.
The only thing that I think we will be undisciplined with more than Troy is tracking calories. So, yeah, we'll know what we're expelling, but
That's what I was doing. My caloric intake has went up significantly this week, just because I felt needy that I needed to eat more for the physical demanding, like the stuff we were doing. I was like, I'm hungry.
you didn't quit.
Oh, absolutely,
I
man.
need so much more.
Yeah. So like I have this one called the Versa 4.
Is it by Fitbit?
And yeah. And there's like different versions of them. Like if you don't want one that's like necessarily is, I don't want to use the word fancy, because like there's like a smart watch version of it that is way more expensive. But like the one I have, of course this is like Fitbit Community. How do I get to like just their fucking website to buy stuff?
Yeah. Have you done any research? Have you looked at any of them that you want?
No, I worked the weekends, past couple weekends, and some other things came up, and I just got the check.
Yeah, they didn't even give us this weekend overtime pizza that you were talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
The free food, the feeding me for my weekend.
We need to really hit that, like really push buttons. Like those free meals, man, they go a long way, you know.
I used to throw the pizza thing around a lot at my old job. Be like, hey, we're due for one. You know, like,
So like they have these smaller ones, these thinner ones, right? That look like that, and like
Yeah.
you can see that Inspire 3 is $100.
I don't want beveled edges. I don't want a beveled screen or anything. I don't think, and I don't want it attached to my phone because I don't need notifications.
Well,
I don't need it vibrating.
That's the only way it works. You can turn off all the notifications,
Okay.
but like the only way that it'll track stuff, you have to
We're
like
gonna have
it
to
won't
be
turn on.
crafty.
I don't
It's
want it
yeah.
thinking I want to engage with it.
we're going to have
It's-
to be crafty with keeping that thing healthy and, well, stacking boards.
I've asked a couple people about it, and they said they'll either get trashed, all scratched up, the
Oh,
straps.
mine's scratched.
We should take that into account whenever you purchase it, whenever I get mine at least or whatever, because they're probably going to get smoked while working. We have to be
They have them
willing
for the ankles,
to lose that at any point.
and I'm thinking
Seeing like this is the one I have, this Versa 4. but
they also have
it's
one for the
$200,
neck,
but
and I
it's
want to
up
get like a spiked collar.
A fucking
it.
choker fit to work.
Yeah, so now they make
Or a headband, so it's like
different fitness trackers.
and it projects hardcore pornography off of it.
Jesus Christ.
So every time people are staring, it's like, look me in the eyes.
Right. Suck my fucking dick.
They have no choice but to look me near the eyes.
Right.
And it lightly stimulates you with a shock every time you do something that's
Good.
unhealthy.
Oh, unhealthy.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
so it's like a shock collar for fat people. It trains you to get up or like
Oh
the
my
pain
God.
intensifies if you're eating something you shouldn't.
That's funny. You're like lying to yourself about what you're eating because it's like, no, this isn't a
Oh,
donut.
you get severely shocked.
But then, like, because it's related to your heart rate, like you're lying to yourself, so your heart rate goes up, and it shocks you.
anyway?
Shocks you.
For bad behavior?
Anyways. Nah, dude, this is broccoli.
It's like
Well, your heart rate says otherwise.
the top fat camps in the world utilize something similar. No,
Is fat camp forced, or can say your parents sign you up for it? Is that your due diligence to go?
It's gotta have a different. How do they name? What's a PC name for fat?
Can you have
camp?
like a mental breakdown and get kicked out of fat camp?
Fitness camp?
Yeah, I don't think it's for like it's not a concentration camp. Like you can, it's not jail. You can probably leave at any time you want. However, it's they'll probably mock the shit out of you. Be like, haha, Tubby can't hack it. You remember that movie Heavyweights?
That's a classic. Man.
Fucking love
They
that.
eat that rat. It's like that was.
I fucking love that movie. Dude. Ben Stiller is such a good bad guy, bro.
Oh, I'm so hungry.
He's like,
He's a bad guy in dodgeball too.
yeah, it's
I like
almost
his dodgeball
it's
bad
almost the same guy. Like Dwight Goodman and Tony Perkins are like almost the same guy. Even the voice that Ben Stiller does for both of them. This lunch has been canceled due to lack of hustle. Deal with it. Yeah, the movie's great.
Didn't he play in the fashion show one, the model Blue Steel?
Yeah, Zoolander.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a funny movie too. Yeah, it's stupid, but
The
it's
concepts blow my mind
it's
sometimes
funny.
with how.
My
I don't
mom
wanna
made
say
me turn
stupid.
Zoolander off when I was real little.
Really?
Why?
My mom would turn.
I was just watching it, and she didn't want me to watch it. So turn that off.
That's funny. What part was she like, no?
I can't remember what part of the movie I was watching, and she's like, "Turn that off."
That's funny.
She's like, You're not watching that."
That's hilarious.
My sister was younger than me, and she was renting movies like Hot Chicks,
Okay.
and she had good taste. What's the other one with the animal guy?
Yeah.
Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider, the animal. Yeah.
He was in where he switches into a woman's body.
Yeah, the hot chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then those white chicks.
My favorite Rob Schneider movie is probably Deuce Bigelow.
That's funny.
It is funny.
It's like a Joe Dirt type.
Yeah. Yeah.
We watched a lot of like Chevy Chase's stuff. That was like the
Fuck
comedy
yeah.
that we like Animal House and stuff.
Animal House.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of Porky's.
Yeah. Animal House is a little obscene at some points too.
Yeah.
Porky's is, dude, that's a movie that not a lot of people know about. Man.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
That's a dying comedy movie. You should watch it sometime, Shane. I think you'd probably like it.
Porky's.
Yeah, it's like an 80s coming of age type film, but like very heavily influenced with like sexual innuendos and
Would
stuff.
you say it's a teen movie?
Yeah, I would think so. Like I said, it's like a coming of age kind of thing. They're like all in high school, kind of like Dazed and Confused, but like
Yeah.
less.
And like Varsity Blues.
Yeah, but
Dazed
like
and Confused
less
is mine.
leaning towards like the stoner aspects and like drinking aspects of it, and more towards like the trying to get laid. Because like Porky's was like a strip club, right? That they were constantly
Sounds
trying
like a
to.
strip club.
It's been a while since I've seen that movie.
I've only ever looked up. Oh, you've actually seen it. I've never seen it. I just looked up pop culture information on it just because I knew there was boobs in it.
Yeah, there are boobs in it.
So, not spoilers.
For a movie that came out in 1983. For those of you who are interested in watching Porky's, there's boobs in it, so be careful. My mother was never so like there were certain things that like it's not that I wasn't allowed to watch them, but like if I was watching say like my mom didn't like The Simpsons or Family Guy or South Park or anything like that, and she was like if you're gonna watch that trash, go watch it in your room. Like you're not gonna watch that downstairs on the family television. Go
Yeah.
watch it in your room. But then like she didn't give a shit about like Ed and Eddie and like things that are just absolutely garbage stupid. You know what I mean? Because Ed and Eddie is fucking. Don't get me wrong, that show influenced my childhood heavily.
And then Eddie would also get shut off if I was to be found watching
It's
it.
about scheming, man.
Yeah, well, and it's like actual stupid. Like
Scheming the kids
Yeah,
as a
they
kid.
would just they just told me it was stupid. That's
it
why I
is.
didn't
It
go
is
watch
stupid.
It's about jawbreaking.
I was like, that's a bad excuse. I need a better excuse to stop watching it.
Yeah, it's. I think about like people get bent out of shape about like like Skibbity Toilet, Ohio Riz, and stuff like that. And they're like, "What the fuck's wrong with this generation? Like, it's nothing but brain rot and stuff." But then, like, I think about the stuff that I watched whenever I was
We
young.
watched
and-
equally as dumb shit.
right? Exactly.
Yeah, Aqua
Exactly.
Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah.
And I mean, I still get down to like Robot Chicken.
Oh, me too, dude.
and
That
it's
stuff's
like,
hilarious.
and it's just stupid.
Dude, SpongeBob is still funny to this day. Maybe it's because I grew up with it.
SpongeBob does hold up though.
It holds up.
Yeah. I remember me and my sister and I watching SpongeBob, and we spit like food out of our mouth.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
Because it's so funny.
We didn't know where the illustrations of faces that
Yes.
they can make.
Yes, that's what I was just about to bring that up. Like, whenever like the art style would just randomly change. Like whenever Patrick's like, "Who you calling Pinhead?" and like he looks all ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of stuff was fucking funny. You know what other show did that really well whenever we were younger? It was Courage the Cowardly Dog. That show,
That was a cool show.
fuck yeah, it
I
was.
forced myself to watch it. Some of the
Yeah, I mean,
dentists.
it was kind of creepy.
Some of 'em
I
were-
felt like I was forcing myself.
Some of
to
them
watch
were
it.
creepy, man.
I could
Scooby
stay
Doo
in
scared
this.
me more than Courage, though. I
Did
think.
it? Dude, you know,
It
speaking
was
of
on later, that's why.
things
Scooby Doo Zombie Island's the best still.
so good, that song that's in it, it's
Yeah.
terror
Yeah.
time again.
And it was like one of the first times the gang encountered like actual
yeah,
like
Magic.
horrors.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magic. It's yeah.
yeah, it wasn't just a person in a
Someone
mask.
up to something. Yeah.
Yeah, they were like werecats.
Yeah. It was about the Cajuns down south.
Yeah,
bro.
dude. Yeah, that
They
movie.
turn into
Movie's
ladies.
badass, dude. You were talking about how Courage the Cowardly Dog scared you, and it made me think of this. I've been watching the Game Grumps a lot, and Dan from the Game Grumps said about how when he was younger, the scene in Who Framed Roger Rabbit when Christopher Lloyd goes, "I killed your brother," and his eyes turn all crazy. He was like, that scared the daylight out of me. And I was like, that's so crazy. Alex said that scared him too.
Yeah,
Dude.
I remember
That did not, I don't know why that didn't scare me.
I found the VHS tape at my grandparents' house, and they said, "You don't want to watch that." Like, really? And I never seen it before, and I forced them to watch it, and it frightened me a little bit. Because I wasn't ready. I didn't know.
Right,
It was
right.
all at once. I didn't know
Yeah.
he was the bad guy. I didn't know he was a dude. I didn't know he was a murderer.
Yeah.
thought he
You
was
also
just
said
bad.
that it was like the concepts. I remember I listened to the last episode of this that you and I did, and you said like concepts kind of scared you more than anything.
Yeah. What about like the scene in Signs for like a brief moment when you see the reflection off of the knife, or like whenever it shows the actual body passing through, and you're like, the whole movie you didn't see anything, and that's what built up to your to the reveal.
I couldn't make it 15 minutes into Signs.
Dude, there's a couple really spooky parts in that movie. The part where he's in the cornfield
Yeah,
and its leg goes into the fucking corn.
Yeah, when I was younger, it was just like that one scene where you barely see him. It was just like that was the craziest scene the whole time. The suspense and the music, the build up to it was insane.
You talking about making my hair
Dude,
stand
even
up.
like right at the beginning of the movie when they're talking about like someone being on the roof of the barn, like he looks outside and you see it standing on the roof of the fucking barn. It's like in the distance, but you see something standing on the roof of the barn. They're like, something's on the roof. And then they go outside and they talk about like, I'm going to go this way and you go around this way. And then they hear it. They're like, how the hell did it get up there so fast? Jumps up on top of the roof again.
Animals will stalk you in the woods. That's
Fuck yeah.
creepy too.
Yeah, that is creepy.
That's why they make those masks on the back of their face or the back of their head to make predators think that you're.
Yep, that you're looking at them. Yeah. I watched an
Animals have
episode
no
of
mercy.
Survivor Man with Les Stroud where he was in tiger country. And before he left, the locals gave him like this mask to wear on the back of his head. And he said, he asked them like, what's the point of this? And they were like, well, this way, if you're getting stalked by a tiger, it'll think twice because it thinks you're looking at it. He was like, great.
Wow.
I think there
I
was a
didn't know
Les
about
Stroud episode
Yeah, dude.
in the jungle where a jaguar actually
Yes,
followed him and he had to go
yes.
to the village and
I've seen pretty crazy like animal attack videos.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'll drag you out of a car.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I don't mess with wildlife.
No, dude. Wild animals are no joke.
I will cut an azimuth for wildlife. That's where an azimuth is if the water's too deep or something's in the way, you got to cut an angular path.
Sure.
And then shoot it back onto your original path in land nav and stuff. I stepped in a nest of copperheads one time.
Fuck
and
that.
I didn't know I could run that quick.
Yeah, of course.
Backwards. Just, nope. Respect. That's all. I didn't mean to.
Yeah. I think it's silly whenever you hear some people talk about like fighting wild animals. Like, you know, it's all just mental masturbation. It's just hypothetical situations. But like, I know people who think that, like, do you think you could kill a deer with your bare hands?
It'd behoove the shit out of you.
Right.
If it had horns, double now.
Right.
We used to joke about a kid that was tough enough to do that. Like, you'd have to be a seriously bad motherfucker.
Yeah, dude. Right. Like, you know
He goes hunting without a rifle.
how tough deer are? Like,
They have hide.
yeah, they have hide. Exactly.
We have skin.
And like, people think like you said, if it's got horns, forget about it.
We're a walking
But
memory.
like a doe is still, if I lock you in a room with a doe, there are people out there who think that they're gonna like be able to strangle it to death. And it's like, you think that you're strong enough to strangle a deer? You're crazy.
That's a weird...
You're crazy.
What about like the people that train with animals, and then there's like always an attack that
Yeah.
someone gets fucking
Yeah,
viciously
because it's a
mauled.
wild animal.
Yeah,
It doesn't
it's
Fuck that.
On that, doesn't
Even
Alex
dogs
Terrible
will.
from like that one band or whatever? He's like a metal singer or something, and he has videos of him wrestling with a bear. It's like you would almost think that it was like a pet or something, but they're wrestling around, and it's like that bear could go off at any moment.
Right.
It'd be over.
Right.
And like, yeah, I think all big cat trainers are stupid.
You can say retarded.
Yeah, dude, are
Yeah,
absolutely
you
retarded.
can say retarded.
Because like it's gonna attack. It's a wild cat, and it's not funny, I guess, but it's funny to see that it happens like almost consistently all the time to those kinds of like animal
The
workers.
statistics
Yeah,
are
dude.
not cautionary tales enough, is what you're saying.
Yeah, no, people get mauled by tigers all the time. There's always something.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
and
'cause they were-
bears?
because they were like working with him in captivity, and it's like, well, you were doing that. You were like, you're bound to get burnt.
What about mutagens? Would you ever mess with mutagens? Would you consider flu and stuff sicknesses as
Ugh.
wild animals? Would you ever mess in the laboratory with?
Fuck no. Like a gain of function research lab?
Yeah,
Something
like
like that.
you're gonna try to
Fuck
like
no.
give yourself superpowers with germs.
Stem cells?
No, dude. I would. There's zero chance you could get me into a gain of function research lab where they have like Ebola and Spanish flu, like live cultured versions of those things. Fuck no, dude.
Oops, I dropped the petri dish.
Right. Right. Oh, whoops, there's a hole in my suit.
I thought you were talking about like usage on yourself. It's like, no.
I ripped through sweatshirts. I couldn't wear a
That's
little-
what I'm saying, bro.
I had a sweatshirt
Blue
at work.
jeans.
It lasted 2 days before it turned into a crop top.
Right. Right. God forbid I'm in a fucking delicate environment with a rubber suit on and they're like, yeah, this is one of the most deadly viruses. This is Zika virus. One of the most deadly viruses known to mankind.
I did asbestos for a while.
My hands are sweating thinking about this, dude.
That's about the only airborne. It's not
asbestos.
Really, yeah. I wore my mask every time it was.
Attaboy.
I did not.
Great insulator. asbestos.
Respirators suck.
Did a fantastic
it
job.
did. And I had hair. Excuse me. I had hair. And it was about this long. And I had to get it cut off because it was just trashed by the end of the day.
Yeah, of course.
And hot asbestos. We would get into houses and they'd be abandoned. And the trash would be your waist through the whole house. And there'd be like a path cut out to the bathroom,
Jesus.
the bedroom, and the door.
And
That's
just
it.
buckets full of shit.
Yep, dog,
Ew.
cat, litter, bags of dog food everywhere. Open, it just, we'd have to shovel it all out to get to the corners of the wall everywhere.
Jesus.
Wow.
Dude, that hoarder show on TV is fucking something else, man. There's like one episode where a lady is like, because she can't get to her toilet, she's like shitting in Tupperware containers and then just like leaving Tupperware containers all around her house. And it's like, how much more effort is it to go out and constantly buy Tupperware containers to shit and stack than it is to just clear a path to your fucking toilet?
These people are sick.
Well,
they're
right,
not
that's
like-
true. That's true. That's a good point.
They're unmedicated. They're sick, And
That's a good point.
And
It's a mental disease.
In order to fix that type of stuff, the person has to recognize it.
That's true.
Because you can't force medication on anybody.
No, that's true.
And these diseases and sicknesses are tough for people to face. I don't know. Even if they face them, they still don't believe it half the time because
Right.
what would be wrong with them? We're the perfect entity.
Yeah.
Do they want the buckets of shit there? Like, if someone came and took a container of shit, would they be like, "Where's my shit?"
I think so.
Where's my literal shit?
I was eating that.
Where to buy literal containers?
Dude, I've heard that human shit is like sugary to the
Ew.
taste. Yeah, I've heard that. I've never been brave enough to try.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret about how sometimes when I wipe, shit will get on my hand.
And you lick
and
it
it
off.
gets in my mouth. I don't know.
I don't know how it gets in my mouth.
because it looks like chocolate. And then I wash my hands, and I'll smell my hand, and it'll still smell like shit.
Yeah, so then you got to wash it 100 more times.
So if you get that in your mouth, which I don't
It's
know,
delicious.
when you
But it
smell
tastes
it,
like
sugary
Hershey's.
and
it's like
delicious.
smelling that good cooking.
Dude, you don't realize how bad like your shit actually stinks until it's not in the water. Because like that's one thing that like the toilet water does is like
Yes.
masks some of the smell.
Oh, because it's covered.
'Cause it's like a seal.
submerged.
It's
Yeah.
a liquid seal.
Yeah, but boy, oh boy, what a
I've cooked
rancid
in
smell.
plenty of holes.
Yeah,
There was in Africa we had to shit through pallet holes. I had to dig trenches. You should have seen these trenches I dug for us to shit in and stuff. They were immaculate because I had to dig the shit holes
Right.
and everything. Other people helped.
I did it. The perfect shithole.
And
I've dug it.
finally.
I think
I've
someone
dug it.
fell in, but that was their own fault. And the Djiboutians were taking pallets that had shit all over them that we were like shitting through or something and trying to build their houses with it. And our first sergeant was like, "No, you don't want those. Stop taking them. There's poop on them." And he was like sign languaging poop, and they didn't care.
Right.
And it reeked. That trench reeked.
Ugh.
You had to bury it and dig another one somewhere.
Yeah. It's crazy to think that like corporophagia is a thing. That like people that have like an affinity towards wanting to play with shit. Like it's every red flag in your body goes off. You know what I mean? Like I don't understand how there's no like a gag reflex to those people. Yeah. Again, something must be wrong in their brain. Like,
Yeah,
that's-
it's
they're sick.
mental
Yeah.
illness.
Unmedicated.
They're sick. Because I believe that's what it's called. It's corporophagia, and it's a real thing. People that are just like
people smeared their shit on the walls at jail and stuff. I was like, how does this? That's sick. I
What?
mean, they would be in isolation, and they would defecate and piss all over the place.
Prove a point.
that's
I
not like a
guess.
protest thing.
Probably, but I mean, they would be in booking and like booking. Would say they'd have to sanitize everything. And like what happened at the guy, they were just smearing shit all over
Jesus
the walls.
Christ!
Yeah, and they were in like the crazy monitored isolation holes.
When I was in the institution, I mentioned about being like naked and exposing myself, not flashing anybody, but I was like, say I walk from the bathroom to my room naked because I got to get clothes. They're like, well, as long as it's not on purpose, you don't have to go in the little room and stuff like that. And I was like, what is the little room? And they were like, well, it's cushioned and you're alone until we deem you suitable to come out. And I was like, nope, no, thank you.
Right.
I'm the best behaved person. I will take the medicine and
Yeah, dude. Isn't it wild how like solitary confinement is like one of the most fucked up things you can do to a human being? Like we like truly are social creatures. Even people who like are introverts or whatever. Like
stimulating.
yeah, dude. Like to lock someone alone in a room for days, weeks, months on end. It's like one of the cruelest. Like it can actually drive you crazy.
Yeah, there was always a bit of sympathy in me for like seeing people in the solo isolation. I was like, that's got to be crazy.
It's gotta suck, dude. What would you do with your time?
That's what we do to
Push-ups.
each
And
other.
it's like,
hit push
in the
ups
hole,
and
like
fun.
in the hole, you could at least like hear someone in the cell next to you yelling. You were still interacting with people.
You can
But it's
only
like when
sleep
you
so
were
much.
on that isolation room, you had to stay in that room, and that was probably really awful.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, fuck that, man. Fuck that.
yeah, that's torture.
Yeah. I remember bringing it back to something Alex said earlier. I just want to, you said about working construction and having like the asbestos and stuff all through your hair and like breathing stuff in.
Well, you're wearing a suit. Like, you're wearing a suit, too, with the respirator.
Mm-hmm.
And you're, like, the hair just gets all sweaty and,
Right.
you know, because
Well,
dust will get through the suit and stuff. Because
Yeah.
it's just a...
Well, where I was going with this was Shane and I both worked in a granite fabrication shop. And, like, the water, like, because you got to use water for everything. Like, the polishing tools utilize water. The cutting tools utilize water so it doesn't crack the stone. And, like, the water was recycled. And, dude, that water was so gross. And, like, it would get, like, all through our fucking hair and, like, all through your fucking beard and stuff, dude. And the way that it made your hair and, like, facial hair feel by the end of the night, it was so coarse and it was terrible, bro.
Yeah, I had a big beard when I worked there, too. And
Yeah,
it would
you
just
did.
be messed up.
Yeah.
There was a kid that came up, like, halfway through the day, and it was like his first week. And he's just like, hey, how do you stop from getting wet?
Getting soaked,
And I
yeah.
was like, you don't.
Yeah.
And he's just covered. I was just like, dude, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, he was soaking wet. Poor kid. Shane goes, I remember that. He was like, how do you guys keep from getting so wet? And Shane goes, you block it. He, like, puts his hand up, like, he's like, you block it. And you, like, see the kid later trying to do it. And he's still just getting soaking wet.
And I was like,
gotta
you have
suck
to
in
try to
there.
block it, but you really can't. And I was like, you don't, man.
Yeah. You figure it out a little bit.
Yeah, they started to do safety stuff where they put, like, guards on it that would make that even worse, where the water would fly everywhere.
Yeah, those
'Cause
rubber
if,
guards.
If you didn't have the guard on it, talking about safety, but this wasn't a big safety issue. This just dispersed. The safety issue was the dust, and
Right.
that's what they tried to do to mitigate it, was put these guards on the water, and it would just send the water everywhere, and you didn't have control of the water like you kind of would need to do good fabrication. So that was weird, but they're like, get over it, you know? And it's like, fabricate without water isn't really what you want to do anyways,
No.
but they have it everywhere, and it's like you kind of need a little concentrated for some materials, I think.
Hazards,
It was,
cautions.
but yeah, and then they had to get respirators because their air was so bad.
Dude, I mean, I
And it
think...
was funny because they had, like, they actually had tape on the floor, and that was, like, only where the air quality was bad in the building. So
Oh.
there they had to wear.
It didn't move
Oh.
throughout the building.
No. The CNC machines and all the other places were fine. They didn't
How
have.
convenient.
It was the tape on the floor was the indicator of where the air was bad.
That's funny. Don't go over there. The bad air's over there.
Right next to the bathroom.
Right. Because of Justin taking fucking 2-hour shits. Well, I just think back to that job sometimes, man, and just think about, like, the stuff that we were fucking inhaling at that job. Like, messing with acetone with our bare hands, and, like, the fumes off the acetone, the fumes off the akimi, all that stuff, man. Like, there's no way that stuff was good for our fucking lungs.
And I mean, my fingertips have definitely been soaked in, like, the lightning or the ice,
Right.
the
Right.
gloss that you put. That's what it was. It would have wild names.
Yeah, dude.
And then we would rub
did
it
have-
down on some stone at
Yeah.
the end for a finish.
And, like,
Some
remember what it
sunspot.
did to the latex gloves?
It said that, like, any contact could kill, like, aquatic life.
Yeah.
So if you had fish tanks at home and got the shit on your hands, I'm sure your fish would end up dead.
I forgot about the sealant. I forgot about the lightning and stuff.
Yeah. One day Blade was reading the thing,
Yeah.
and Jeremy was like,
Don't
Don't
read
read
that.
"Yeah,
Oh, man. It's just wild to think that, like, I mean, I remember when we first started working there, the way that the acetone would burn my nose and my throat and stuff and, like, my eyes as compared to, like, the end of it where I was like, it doesn't bother you. You're almost nose blind to the smell of the fucking
You're
acetone.
calloused. Your eyes and nose are calloused.
And it's like, wow, dude, that can't be good for you.
oh yeah." My new job, I just smell cut wood all day, which is kind of decent.
Yeah,
It's,
that's
like,
not near as bad.
similar to smelling nice cut lawn. Good smell.
Blade was just telling me about, though, like a study that was done on, like, fine sawdust particulates in your lungs, and that's equally
That's got to be also
is
bad.
terrible. Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
should
think
see the dust that just
the dust we
accrues.
just cleaned up. I know. I have shop boogers again. So I know that
Their
I'm
shop
inhaling.
boogers were something else, bro.
Well, I'm getting them again here in the sawmill, so it's like this is gonna
yeah.
be bad for me lungs and
Mm-hmm.
stuff a little bit,
Wait,
at
you-
least.
No, they say you're allowed to wear a respirator if you want.
Yeah, they offer a respirator. It's like the one thing that you sign off on having access to, like your glasses, gloves, a vest, a bump cap, and then a respirator if you want one. And I was like, oh, cool. But I don't know. I wasn't gonna wear a respirator.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it hard to work.
Yeah.
You wear a respirator when you smoke a cigarette?
Can't really breathe so good. Yeah, dude. Where's the cigarette hole in this thing?
Just like in those little vents, you've just got like a couple cigarettes sticking out of them.
And like a
How am I
drinking
supposed-
too.
yeah, I gotta have it cut out where the mouth area is so I can hit my vape.
It's funny. Yeah, dude. It's hard to say if like in 10, 20 years, we're not going to have some fucking shitty form of lung cancer from breathing in all that stone dust and all them chemicals and stuff and everything.
It's a roulette.
Yep, sure is,
It's
isn't
not
it?
prejudice.
You guys have been off the cigarettes for longer than I have too, so
I
I'm also living the lung gamble.
still smoke cigarettes every now and again. Not near at the rate that I used to, but I still smoke cigarettes every now and again.
I like that my job. I'm too busy to like have a thought of having a cigarette at any point throughout the day.
Right.
So that's cool. It's like
Yeah.
for my 15-minute break, I can go have a cigarette because they go fast.
Yeah. I noticed whenever I was like really trying to cut back on smoking that like the longer you can delay that first cigarette of the day, the less you crave cigarettes. It's weird. Like once you fire up that first one, you just want to keep smoking cigarettes. But like if you can put off that first one and then get busy doing something, you don't really think about it. But then like once like if you have one, even when you're busy, you're kind of looking forward to the next time you can go smoke. Maybe that was just me, but I noticed that putting it off helped a lot.
No, I think it will. It
Tobacco.
does. I've done that before because you said about it, and I mean it definitely does help like slow the intake.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like a lot of smokers just have a cigarette in the morning, anyways.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I would smoke like 2 or 3 on my way to work.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
And
Transport seems to be a hot time to smoke cigarettes too.
yeah, and that was
Smoking
after
and
that
driving.
I always just wanted to keep smoking cigarettes, but I would notice if I wouldn't smoke cigarettes on my way to work, by the time 8:00 break rolled around, I was like, I could not smoke a cigarette. Like I would be okay without smoking. But
I feel
would
like
still
if I
go
had a
fire
job
one
where
up.
I would drive around like an install or something, I would smoke a million
Oh
cigarettes.
man, I had to like really be careful about that because we were allowed to smoke in the fucking work truck. So like I had to really, really be
I would
careful about that.
Crush stoves.
That was the
I-
best part about construction, smoking on the job.
I tried so hard not to fucking just constantly rip heaters one after the other, dude.
It's fucking party time.
Ugh. Yeah, but then by the end of the day, you feel like shit because you smoked 18
You
cigarettes.
gotta lay
You'll
down.
get
And you
used to
can't.
it.
You gotta lay down for bed. And you can't breathe.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So don't get me wrong, I'm still fully addicted to nicotine. I
Yeah.
just the delivery system is now different.
Yeah, I use
I
the
boof
old
it.
pouches.
Exactly. I
I
shove
like
it up my
nicotine.
butt.
I just don't want to get it from tobacco, I guess,
Right.
even though that's what it's derived from.
I don't think so.
No, it's a chemical that is what?
Like the nicotine salts that's in these pouches isn't. I don't think it's a tobacco derivative.
It'd be like addicted to caffeine, but you stop drinking soda.
Right.
That's what I basically.
Yeah, isn't that's like their point is to not be tobacco derivative.
Yeah, because that's the thing about nicotine is nicotine's really not that bad for you. It's the delivery system of cigarettes that makes it bad for you. Nicotine was originally developed as a medicine, actually to help with schizophrenia. Believe it or not.
calmed them down.
Yeah, and yeah, then they found out that like, oh, it can
It's
also
actually
like
awesome.
Highly
yeah,
addictive.
yeah, and it can also make you like really productive. Caffeine's the same way. You know what I mean? The coffee break was invented by corporations.
I think we need to have more coffee breaks, more social breaks.
Caffeine can be hard on your heart though.
Oh yeah, too much of it.
Really?
Yeah. It can increase your heart rate big time. But that's also like a tolerance thing.
B12.
If you build up like a wicked hard tolerance to caffeine, I mean, some people can drink coffee and go to bed.
You drink coffee in the evening and go to bed.
Yeah, you
yeah,
do.
but I can tell that it makes me restless sometimes because I'm not as tired as I was when I first got off work.
Yeah, I try to shut the caffeine off
Yeah,
by like 2:00 in the afternoon.
I
Oh,
took care of
too.
Alex. I did the other day. I drank his coffee for him so he didn't have to feel restless at
That's
night.
nice.
Oh,
That's nice of
yeah.
you.
And then
I didn't know. I had misplaced my coffee.
I yelled at him. I was like, "It's really convenient of you to assume that it was your coffee because it would have benefited you to have the coffee and stuff like that."
So yeah, I think this was mine, man. I was like, it has cream, and he's like, I put cream in mine.
I did that this morning because I
And then
need
we're
that
out
extra
there, and
boost.
I'm slamming it, trying to get ready for work.
Help my bones. There's cream.
And he walks up, and I like think to myself about when I got to work, and I set my lunchbox and my coffee over by the microwave. So I was like, "This is your coffee, man. I'm sorry." I was like, "I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry." But
They don't have a coffee
This
pot
was your coffee.
at your work?
They have a Keurig
have a
that I bet's
Keurig.
never been used.
Nah, I bought some things for it. You just got to fill it up with water.
I was gonna say, buy a coffee pot and take it into the break room. I'm sure
they have
no
a
one will
store,
complain.
like in a hotel. They have a little store
shit.
with sandwiches and drinks and 5-hour energies and
We had one of
gummies.
those at Terracen, like a little store
Pretty
in one of the
So this
break rooms.
shit's dope. BC Stone just has shit fucking two
Vending machines, yeah.
Ugh.
Uh,
Hospital.
The store at Terracen was in one of the break rooms, and people were constantly getting fired for stealing from it.
Yep. They mentioned.
And it's like the first time that while I was working there, the first time I heard about people getting fired for stealing, I assumed they were stealing weed because like if you're in a fucking weed factory, I assume like people are just like, oh, and just taking handfuls and putting it in their pockets and trying to walk out the door.
Don't mind if I do.
Right, you know what I mean? And like
Can't believe I'm afraid.
in reality, right? I can't believe all this weed's just laying around for free. And in reality, I said that. I was like, how the fuck did they think they were going to get away with that? And like the more I was talking to a person, I was like, wait, like just based on what I was like, wait a minute. What were they trying to steal? I was like, were they not trying to steal weed? And they were like, no, they were stealing food from the fucking store. I was like, oh my God. Talk about the dumbest fucking thing in the world to get fired for stealing, bro. Like, if you're going to steal from a weed factory, why are you not trying to shove a whole plant down your pants and walk out with a fucking pound and a half of weed?
Old Blade could reach in a vending machine.
Yeah, he could.
He could hit the bottom row.
Yeah, he could. Allegedly.
Oh.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
With a coat hanger.
Hypothetically, we may or may not have seen Blade reach up into the vending machine and,
So agile.
and knock stuff out with it.
They're not even the good stuff.
He may or may not have had to lay on the floor to do it.
Oh, man.
This shit was so funny. Allegedly.
I didn't know anybody could do it, and I heard that he could do it. So that was cool.
Yeah. Again, that's hypothetical. Blade would never steal from a company.
Correct.
Yeah, we're corporate, man.
Right, exactly.
I'm such a corporate man, I'm willing to wear the blue collar.
Amen, brother. I'm such a corporate man that I'm about to join one of the largest fucking corporate machines that the
Oh,
world's
yeah.
ever seen. The military industrial complex, baby.
Blade works the hard job, the hard part of our like industry.
Yeah.
He's
the
like out
logging.
dropping trees and stuff.
Does he do log? I thought he
Not
trimmed trees
logging, but
for,
he just like,
a line company.
Yeah, I think he
No,
cleared
he works for the Brouses.
What's that mean?
logging.
It's
I believe.
like logging. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, he works for Ethan and Nick Browse.
Remember when we went trout fishing out there in Sherman Valley?
Yes.
That's my cousin, and he logs by himself.
That's
Sometimes
that is insane.
dangerous.
Very dangerous.
And he's
Logging
been
is
doing
like
it.
the third most dangerous job in the world.
My uncle, I think, occasionally does that too. I think he stopped doing it and he started doing triaxle trucks, driving them. And
That's less dangerous.
very intelligent.
Good money
man.
in triaxle driving too.
Oh,
If you own your own truck.
he's a brute. In a good way.
I'm bummed out that I'm gonna miss trout season this year.
I'm trying to find a fishing buddy. Shane.
I'm gonna end
or
up
mushroom
picking up
hunt.
the slack. I'm pretty excited about getting tired at work again,
Fuck yeah, dude.
and then having 2 whole days to myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You get ready to see me at work and then mushroom hunt with me and fish with me. And
yeah, apparently there's a good spot we found. So we're gonna check out some mushroom hunting. I've never done it, but I'll
I'll take you to the spots that
It's
definitely
hard.
have them for
I
us.
don't mind walking through the
Just-
woods.
Yeah, it's
your
hard
eyes.
work walking up and down them mountains, but boy oh boy, when you start finding mushrooms, the feeling that do you fish, Shane?
I have, not so often, and I rarely do catch fish when I do go. But it is very peaceful, and I enjoy it.
We'll do that like
I'm gonna start ripping lips though. Probably
fuck yeah,
if I end
dude.
up with
Yeah,
Alex.
yeah,
so-
bro. Dude, that electric feeling that you get whenever you catch a fish, like how excited you get. Hunting mushrooms is the same way.
Yeah, I would go to like a stocked bass pond in Clearville, and would rip
Yeah.
lips there, and I'd be like, that was fun.
It's so much fun. It's weird how exciting it is.
Yeah.
Like every time, you'd think you would eventually get used to it, but like every time you feel a fish tug your line, it's like your heart starts racing. It's so much fun.
That's exactly what it is your heart just goes.
Yeah, bro.
So,
Dude, and like Alex, he can, like, if you don't have gear, you can go shopping with him and he'll hook you up, because like he showed me like the stuff that I had to buy in order to just have like a base fishing setup.
yeah, I saw the kayaks in the garage earlier. I was like, I might have to get me one.
Fuck yeah.
A serious one for fishing.
Yeah, get a back.
And then we can go fucking hit some fishing trips and stay out on a river for hours or all day or something.
You can use my kayak while I'm at basics.
That'd be cool.
Because
Yeah.
Well, I bought it. You know what I mean? It needs to be used. Just take care of it. It was expensive.
I mean, we can store it once I get rid of the third.
Yeah.
I told him it's not dead kayak storage.
But we're gonna
Not you. A couple.
we're
other
gonna work
people.
as equally hard, especially in the summertime, and it's gonna be hot. So
Yeah.
we're gonna enjoy some time on the water for sure.
Fuck
too.
yeah, man.
It was -6 the one day I worked.
Oh yeah, dude. It was 2 weeks ago. It was cold as shit.
11 hours of it. Loved it.
He said it reminded you of doing hard shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the temperatures and like just the stress of it not stopping reminds me of the good times sometimes, just a little bit, and it's fun.
Yeah, dude. Because yeah, you can get a decent fishing setup for like $100. I think my rod and reel combined were only like $85.
Yeah.
People. I said this.
I used
to
to
Alex.
always get an ugly stick. I
Yeah,
don't know.
ugly sticks are
I don't know if
great,
I'd go
bro.
back to that or not.
Dude, that's what ugly sticks are great for like a mid-tier, affordable
Speaking of which, I gotta buy a new
rod.
reel.
You know what I mean? Like, obviously there's better ones,
Yeah.
but like, so like, I would say this to Alex whenever he like really got me into fishing and I started getting better at it. Like, I really think that people overcomplicate the fuck out of fishing. Cause like in reality, you can watch that show alone and like watch guys catch fish with like a stick and a shoelace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like
I've
some
seen
people will tell you like, oh, you need this, oh, you need that. And like, then I saw a meme one time and it's like, when I see a guy or my face whenever I spent like $1,400 on a fly fishing setup and I see a guy catching the biggest fish I've ever seen with a Panther Martin and a Walmart reel, and it's Cartman when he's like, dad. And it was just so funny because like I caught a pretty big fish with a Walmart rod and a fucking Panther Martin.
Yeah, dude. The tiger muskie was crazy.
Yeah,
I show that
was a
picture
huge
off like
fish,
it's-
dude.
Yeah, like it's his.
Yeah. I'm always like
You're
my
like
buddy.
he's like the godfather of this fish that was caught. It's like this is my boys.
It's funny,
I
boys
want to see my
fish.
boys, baby.
dude. And that's what I mean. Something like that. That's what I'm saying, Shane.
We
Like
bought
if you ever
cigars after that.
go fishing and you catch a fucking fish like that, like it's hard. I said to Alex, like, nothing is ever going to compare to that. Like, I caught the biggest fish I'm ever going to see in my life
Yeah, dude.
after a year of fishing, and like
And
now,
you're just gonna chase that high. For
yeah,
the rest of your life.
exactly. I'm just going to chase that forever. Nothing will ever come close to that.
Oh, you're just going through withdrawals. Every time I show people
You're gonna have
that
to go
picture,
fish for sharks now, dude.
they say the same thing, which is
Yeah, I'm gonna have
catch
to
of
go
a lifetime, man.
Deep sea fishing for like blue marlin or something.
Yeah.
It is. That's funny. That's the thing is like they call muskies the fish of 10,000 casts, and like
You didn't even cast.
I didn't even
10,000
cast 10,000 times yet, dude.
below
Like,
drop rate spoonfish.
Below
right,
drop
dude.
rate.
I started fishing like a year before I caught that fish, and then all of a sudden I landed this monster of a fish.
Speaking of below drop rate, I got the heron pet on old school RuneScape. Not to
Hell
cut you
yeah.
off.
No, go off, Queen.
Friggin- I got it, and I didn't understand. I watch streamers get these pets or get a drop, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, I got it!" And I was like, "Yeah, they're just hamming it up." I got it. I was in bed texting everybody. I think it was like 1 a.m. I'm blowing Shane's phone up, like, "I just got the pet. I just got the pet. Oh my god!"
No,
freaking
I
out.
think I was shooting pool for pool
Oh.
league, but I wasn't up. And you called me like, "Hey, you're not shooting right now, are you?" And I was like,
Yeah,
"No."
I called everybody I knew.
I got the heron. I got the fishing pet.
That's a cool animal to have for a pet, a heron.
Yeah, first pet.
I don't know if you knew Troy, but they're trying to like ruin the game right now. I
I think
guess.
they fixed it. I think,
But
the-
they're gonna, yeah, they like got so much hate that it's gonna be reverted.
Yeah, the
Which I think
community
is
one,
good.
I believe.
What were they trying to do? Like season passes?
It was worse. They were just
They
gonna
already
put
do
ads
that.
and shit.
Advertisements pay more. It almost tripled the subscription, and not only that, you like your different subscriptions depending on how much XP you could get a week.
There was also like cosmetic purchase stuff options that were going to be introduced.
The game went ballistic. Like the community went nuts and was just bastardizing these people, calling them Gagex.
Good.
I was just
Oh,
getting
yeah.
Gagex is funny. I was just getting into it, and they were like, "Now we're gonna ruin it," and I was like, "I don't want any of that stuff." And I'm just now getting back into the swing of it.
Ads in RuneScape would be weird.
Especially if you pay a membership.
Well, in a game where like it's like real time, you know what I mean? It's not like I don't know, like you're like reacting to things in like real time. You know what I mean? Like, so what happens when an ad pops on your screen? Like a 30-second ad comes up. Is that just?
Could someone
they
think
have
you die? I
ads
feel
in
like
the
you just
background where
die.
you just die.
That's what I mean. Could someone come up and just murder you in that 30 seconds and be like, well, that's bullshit.
They would have to fix it immediately to where that couldn't happen
Oh,
in
they
like
would.
a PvP or big PvE boss battle.
Right.
There's no way. Well, I mean,
Right.
I'm glad it's getting fixed because
it's-
that was interesting to me. I was like, that's gonna suck. This is just a new stress reliever.
It's so fun to me that
It's
you
just
like
mindless.
RuneScape.
It's just mindless clicking. While I listen to whatever I want to listen to.
Yeah.
Low engagement, and you can put as little or as much engagement into that game as you want. If you want to excel, you can put like you can overstimulate yourself with it. Not overstimulate yourself, but
I understand what you mean.
yeah, high input, high output, low input, low output, high input, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about setting different goals. So it's like I think it's cool.
Yeah, you came up to
In
me
that
like my
manner.
wood cutting 70.
Nice.
And it was, damn. Getting after
It
it.
was funny because Alex was getting. One of his friends was with us in Discord when I was doing stuff very early game, and he like had given Alex smoke that I was still killing chickens because I was like leveled past where I needed to be to kill chickens. He's like, I didn't know he was gonna play the game nonstop until this point. And he was like, I didn't know. Like he was giving him a hard shit because I wasn't doing crafting stuff or like progressing further with better XP drop rates, and it was funny. Because he was just smoking. I was like, why wouldn't you show him? He's like, I didn't freaking know.
Yeah,
He'd be this far.
That's funny. But yeah, a heron's a cool pet, man.
Yeah, flies.
Yeah.
Does it help you with your fit? No, it's just cosmetic.
It
That's-
doesn't give any additional XP.
No.
The beaver gives XP, I think.
No. doesn't
No. No,
it? You can
doesn't
just
it?
change its color.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you change the heron's color?
Do any pets give XP boost?
Maybe. I didn't check.
Surely some pets give XP boost.
Nope.
Really?
I don't believe so.
That's interesting. Just all cosmetic.
The only thing that gives XP boosts are outfits.
Huh. But not pets.
Nope. Pets are just random drop rates.
I do want to get,
Not random, but
I haven't played in so long. Not the lumberjack outfit, but the upgraded one, the wood cutting. Or the, what is it?
forestry.
Forestry outfit, yeah.
Have you watched the Studio Ghibli film, The Boy and the Heron?
No.
It's very cool.
I threw it on once and I fell asleep to it.
Sure. Those are good movies to fall asleep to.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Japanese.
You can watch it in English. One cool thing that Studio Ghibli does is they go all out for their English voice
They get
actors.
good voice actors.
Yeah. So they like Robert Pattinson is the voice of the heron in The Boy and the Heron. They go, and I think Mark Hamill is also in it. They go all out with their voice actors in English. So you could watch it in English and it still be equally entertaining. Those movies are so good, dude.
I agree. I watched a couple of them. It's the Princess.
Yeah, Princess Mononoke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
yeah, it is. That and like
House Floating Castle.
Howl's Moving Castle is so good, and like Spirited Away.
Second. Favorite.
Those three movies are, I mean, they might be some of the greatest pieces of animation ever created.
Yeah, they're just as essential as watching some of like the good Disney classics.
Yeah, I agree.
The art just enthralled me whenever I was. I remember
Oh, yeah.
watching when I was a kid, but not really understanding them,
Right.
but just being invested in the art and it blowing my mind.
Yeah. Well, and they're so like, particularly like Howl's Moving Castle and Spirited Away. Like, they're just so fantastical.
Yeah.
Like,
I was gonna say whimsical, but fantastic.
yeah,
is a better
whimsical.
word.
Whimsical works as well. Like you go from like welcome back to another episode of Three Guys Here Domestic Violence and Don't Call the Police.
He's playing Fortnite.
It's got to be Fortnite,
Dude,
right?
I'll bet I think that got picked up on the mics.
I heard it.
I did
hope
too.
so.
That was crazy. But yeah, those movies are like they just like transport you to a different world of like like things that you never even thought possible before. It's just so cool.
Do you think we need to get sound foam
I mean, that's up to you, dude. I think it's
on
funny.
the walls, bubble wrap,
I think it's funny that we just heard someone
scream at Fortnite?
scream at a video game.
Yeah. My
And
roommate does
definitely not beating their significant other.
Well, they'd
Horton,
have
here's
to be
the-
significant for it to be. Yeah. Drew will get real loud at a video game.
Sure.
I can't
Screams
find.
at
I
me.
can't find the drive to play video games anymore.
That's like one of the reasons that I almost exclusively play single player games now. And like one of the reasons is like I just don't have like the competitiveness of like PvP and stuff. Like I just don't have it, man. Like I just can't get whenever I just start getting my ass whooped, I'm like, okay, well this isn't fun anymore.
I'm like saving for the Nintendo 2 release, and
Hell
gonna
yeah.
try to get myself re-involved into some gaming.
Hell yeah.
What are you gonna get
With
for
that,
the Nintendo?
Just whatever comes out with it. Definitely, probably a Pokemon title. They should release them around close to the same time, I believe.
I might get it with you.
And yeah,
I didn't
I'm
play
gonna
mine
look for a
at the Lumberyard
Pokemon
one.
bundle if they have one.
I didn't play the last two generations
But I
of
mean,
Pokemon.
get a bunch of Mario shit.
Fuck yeah.
Play through some Zelda stuff. I really never played Zelda, so
Really?
really,
Any of them?
no.
No shit.
Nintendo was like Pokemon, and I played like some like obscure Harry Potter and Dragon Ball Z and Yu-Gi-Oh games.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
But
Damn, you've never played all the way through a Zelda game?
no,
Damn, bro.
no.
That's nuts. Ocarina of Time is like fucking one of the greatest RPGs ever created.
Zelda was too many puzzles,
Okay.
in my opinion. I'm not a puzzle guy. I
But what
guess.
is it? Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, that game.
Is that the one with the huge collection thing? Like there's just
Yeah, and it's just like a massive open world and like open-ended Zelda game. There's like it's not on rails at all. Tears of the Kingdom isn't as good as Breath of the Wild. I didn't play Tears of the Kingdom, but from what I've read, it's not as good. But yeah, Breath of the Wild, that game was fucking insane. I bought that game when I bought my Switch.
well, the Pokemon Legends is really good.
Arceus?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't play that game either.
Well,
I heard it was good, though.
release a new Legends format game, and I mean that was sincerely one of the best Pokemon games ever made.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
was.
didn't play
it
it.
was kind of like, I guess, kind of modeled after the Breath of the Wild mechanics. Like the Breath of the Wild happened, and then they were able to run with that, with Pokemon stuff like application, and it really changed the game. It was cool and it was fun and made it more playable, I think.
Did you play Scarlet and Violet?
Yeah, I played those as well.
Did you like them?
Yeah, and it distinguished like really what they were going to do with the Legends games as opposed to the regular title games.
Gotcha. I didn't play Scarlet and Violet. And what was before those two?
Black and white or X and Y?
No.
He played those.
Yeah, I played up until Sun and Moon.
I wish I had my Switch Lite on me because they'd be on there.
Oh shit.
Oh no, they redid Diamond and Pearl. There was
Okay.
Brilliant Diamond.
Gotcha. And Shining Pearl.
Yes.
Actually, that's not true. I played the one that first introduces like the wild area with the champ whose Charizard is like so tough. I can't remember what that generation was called.
You have your prized crystal copy.
The one where they first introduced Gigantamax. Oh yeah, for my Game Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still play that game sometimes.
Wasn't
I'll
that
do
like
a-
X and Y or Black and White whenever they introduced Gigantamax?
No, that was
more recent.
that was
Never
Mega
mind.
Evolutions that they introduced in those games. And I thought I liked that mechanic more than Gigantamax.
Yeah, Gigantamax was with like Rillaboom and
Yeah.
the sniper lizard.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
I forget the name of that generation.
If I played Pokerogue again, like I was addicted to for a while, I would know because it goes by generations. They're up to like more than almost 10.
They're gonna. It's
Oh yeah, I think they are. I think Scarlet and Violet was 9 or 10. One of those two.
That's too much.
Because I think the one I'm talking about was 8. With like the big metal crow, and like you said, the sniper lizard.
This is it's kind of like a business company. Like all these games and stuff we play too, or stuff we've seen come to
Seasonal.
fruition and still remain successful.
Yeah.
Undying companies.
There's like, speaking of, since we're talking about video games, I've been like reading about like Fallout 5 and Elder Scrolls isn't going to be 7, 6, whatever the next Elder Scrolls is going to be. And like they are still so far away, which is just such a bummer. Like, first of all, they're not going to be until the next gen consoles.
Is that Bethesda?
Yeah.
Yeah, they take their time up to like get everything really.
It's SPAL though. This is like the longest break that they've ever had. It's been like,
Who does Diablo? Diablo was freaking crazy
that's
too.
Blizzard, yeah.
Blizzard would have crazy breaks.
yeah. Skyrim came out in like 2011. And I think Fallout 4 came out in like 2014.
New Fallout would be sick.
Dude. And like, I don't know, man. It's one of those things that like, it's up in the air. Some people are like, because New Vegas did Fallout so well, and is that Naughty Dog that did New Vegas?
I'm not sure.
It wasn't Bethesda.
You mean like Crash Bandicoot, Naughty Dog?
I think so. Maybe not. I can't remember who the game developer was that did New Vegas, but it wasn't Bethesda. And like it's arguable that like New Vegas is the best one.
So Bethesda couldn't even make a remake.
Right. And like Fallout 4, in my opinion, is like, it's probably my favorite video game, but it's one of those things that like, there's been so much time now in between 4 and 5 that like, it'll never live up to the hype, because like Starfield came out, right? And like Starfield was dog shit, man.
Yeah,
No Man's Sky.
Dog
jumped
shit.
into that and it was no good.
Yeah. I played Starfield and then tried to get back into it not that long ago. And I was like, oh, right, I remember why I quit playing this game.
I was into 76 for like 2 months. And
I've heard that 76
put it down.
now is actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, apparently, like whenever I got it, whenever I first got out of jail, and it was really not that fun to me.
Yeah, it was
And
real
then-
buggy when it first came out.
But yeah, I guess it's kind of like in its perfected state, and it was really fun when I was playing it. I just run through video games to get bored lately, so that was something that had happened then too. I had played it real hard for like 2 months and then just stopped. I was like, I can't sit in front of a TV playing games right now or at all, really.
Yeah.
I would turn it on with the intention to play and not play.
I went through a moment like that where I was losing.
That's why I'm gonna get
interest.
excited for the new Pokemon game.
New Vegas was made by Obsidian.
I thought Naughty Dog was crazy. I was like, Crash Bandicoot, Naughty Dog. That was a good game. I like CTR racing. Preferably, this is hot
That's
take.
easier than
Hot
Mario
take.
Kart.
I think it's better than Mario Kart. Yeah.
Dude, I thought Diddy Kong Racing was better than Mario Kart.
Huh.
Hot takes.
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot was my favorite racing game, and I don't like
It was
racing
awesome.
games. I remember
CTR Crash Team Racing.
I picked that up after the deployment. Patrick brought his PlayStation to the barracks, and he was like, I got Crash Team Racing on it. And he's like, and I can't figure out how to save. I was like, you must not know how to play very well or something. So I beat it. Figured out how to save and just drifted through the whole thing.
Hell yeah.
I'd love to get another PlayStation, like an old one, with a small TV to play that stuff. To have it,
Those games are expensive.
I know they're very
And you
expensive.
gotta keep
I
them
wish I
nice
still had
and-
my
I'll
things.
sell you my PS4.
I want to play like a PS1 with like
Oh,
Just get
okay.
the new generation
like
and buy
CTR and maybe like
get the new generation and buy the old game on it. I'm sure they have
Say,
CTR.
I bought a
They-
PS5 not
they
that long
have-
ago. I'll sell you my PS4.
yeah. I mean, I could get the same feel. I guess out of that.
Yeah,
That's fair.
you don't need to have the nostalgia.
Vintage shit.
Yeah.
My PS4 is hard
expensive.
modded. It's got like a fucking 3 terabyte hard drive in it.
I was thinking about getting a PS5 or like a new Xbox, but I really just think I'm gonna wait for the Switch. I have
Oh, yeah.
like all the games that I could play almost on my Xbox, even though it's a series behind. Because they still make games for
Yeah.
like pretty much all
I like
consoles.
the PlayStation more than the Xbox.
I like both, so I have
Oh.
both.
I thought they were gonna like make games unplayable, which I guess they do for some games. But I guess that's what my computer's for.
Right.
Yeah, computer, the master race sucked me in. And
That's pretty much why Nintendo would be a good console to get. Because I could play almost any other game on my computer, right?
yeah.
I was so close to buying a PC at one point in time.
I lugged my PC around the barracks for a while. When I had that deployment money, first thing I bought was like a $2,000 PC.
Yeah.
And back then that was pricey.
That's still pricey.
Is it?
Yeah.
My PC
I
was
thought
only
they were
like
like
1100.
$3,500 now for a really good one.
No. You don't need to spend that much money for a good PC.
It's mostly just storage and extra storage.
No,
I
like
don't wanna- other than
monitors.
Yeah. I got a cheap monitor, but
Monitors are really expensive.
I drove that thing up and down the East Coast, people's houses.
Yeah.
Played World of Warcraft Legion. That was my. Ooh, the dopamine, man. The pretty colors, the big numbers, the pumpage.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy X
Mm-hmm.
because the remastered edition was on the PlayStation Store for like $12. So I
Huh.
bought it. And yeah, dude, like getting those combos up to like when you first start the game, you're hitting things for like 100 damage, and then like you get so far into it and you're hitting things for like 15,000 damage, and you're like, this is awesome.
Yeah, Mario RPG, the remastered.
I do want to get into Path of Exile
Yes.
to pass time until Nintendo's release.
The
Let's do that.
Path of Exile 2, the beta is free.
We should play that. Try that.
I believe the
Clear off space on my
the
computer.
full
and put it on.
version of it when it comes out is also going to be free. I believe they make all their money through in-game purchases.
Really?
I believe so. My buddy Zach plays Path of Exile. He keeps trying to get me into it.
Dude, the skill tree looks like a star constellation.
It's crazy. The
insane.
skill tree is ridiculous.
Synergies
huge.
among
It's
synergies.
huge.
You
Yeah.
can go anything you want. I can be like a monk bard, or like a paladin warlock. I know that's an oxymoron. You can't do that. One's holy, one's demonic.
I don't know too much about the Path of Exile franchise.
Like a
or,
warlock
what-
archer.
What the classes
You could,
are, what like play styles there are.
I think you could multi-class paladin and warlock. This is in D&D terms, but I think you could multi-class the two if you were a
Rat.
if your paladin was an Oathbreaker paladin
Mm.
and your deity was a demon that you gained your warlock powers from.
Very cool.
Because I think they're both charisma casters.
Well, in World of Warcraft, which I know is not D&D, Death Knights are basically like fallen paladins.
Yeah, they're Death Knights in D&D.
And Death Knights are a form of like Scourge Champion,
Mhm.
which is supposed to blight the Azeroth for the Burning Legion to come.
Yeah, you can't kill Death Knights in permanently. I don't
They
think
have
you.
a phylactery.
Yeah, I don't believe you can permanently kill. You can defeat them, but then like if a Death Knight is following you, like your campaign, your party in D&D, you gotta like figure out how to get them to quit following you. Like you can kill them in battle, but like
They'll
a
come
week
back.
later, they'll just show up again, and they are ridiculous. They're so strong, it's crazy. But yeah, that's in D&D.
Dreadlords too. They go back.
I don't know.
to
You
the
played
Nether.
Baldur's Gate 3.
A little bit. I haven't beat the campaign yet.
Don't you think you could multi-class a warlock and a paladin? I think
like you
could.
said, if it was Oathbreaker, yeah,
Yeah.
it follows D&D pretty
I
well.
think you
I've heard.
could. Yeah, it's based off D&D.
My buddy Sean digs Baldur's Gate 3. I got it for him.
I have Baldur's Gate 3, and I just can't bring myself to like.
It's slow.
Yeah, but I don't mind that.
Mm.
I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy X. Okay, there is over 11 hours of cutscenes in that game. So like, I don't mind real slow story-driven games. But that's what I'm saying, man. Like I've not recently, it's been a while in the making now. But like the last like multiplayer game that I was like really into was Destiny. We played Destiny 2 pretty hard for a while. And I mean, it was a lot of fun. but like I eventually just got burnt out. I played Diablo 3, 4.
Destiny 2 ruined the Destiny franchise. It was like worse. It was worse than it like came out with people's intention of it being just like Destiny, and it kind of like got to an okay state. That's when we all picked back up onto it. But man, it just like got so stupid to do the same thing every season. They implemented seasons, and it really killed what the game was.
Yeah.
Rip. And I really don't think they're making it anymore. Like they had come out publicly stating that
this most recent expansion is said it's called like the final chapter or
yeah,
something
that's it.
like that.
They're not doing any more Destiny. It literally killed the Destiny franchise.
Damn, dude, I would play Destiny 3 maybe if they went back to like their roots.
Yeah, they would have to. The fan base has to get as angry as like the old school RuneScape fan base.
Yeah, they have to lose half their community. Do you gentlemen mind if I pop smoke real quick?
Yeah, sure, dude.
Sure.
Give me a second.
I need to learn how to use this thing.
It's so simple.
It seems like it could be pretty easy.
It's
There's
so
not a
simple.
lot of buttons or anything on it.
The soundboard too.
Yeah, and that's I don't know how to do it, but I'm sure there's a YouTube video that would walk you through it, like these 4 red buttons. Like
you just
you
have
could
to install stuff on that.
You could put like a hip hop air horn on. Like,
I would love to be the guy to slam those buttons.
I'm sure, but the thing is like you like almost need to.
You would have too much power for me.
I don't know if you would need to keep batteries in it or need to just keep it on all the time, because every time we shut it off and take the memory card out, whenever I turn it back on, I have to reset the date and time.
We should figure out how to get one that has multiple.
Is there a way to keep the date and time on it? You're saying
that's what I'm saying.
Plugged in because
or if you keep batteries in it, or maybe just don't eject the memory card. But then, like, how are you supposed to rip the audio from the? You got to be able to take the memory card out. Can
I plug this thing straight into a computer?
Probably. It's got USB like ports.
Most likely, then
that can be a discussion.
It's called the Pod Track something. Yeah, I mean, you could look up YouTube videos. Alex and I talked about this on the first. You said about like having multiple, like a soundboard and stuff. You know, that's one of the thing is like whenever I decided to invest in all this stuff, like I went for like the
mid-grade.
Yeah, like not like the cheapest stuff that you can get, but like definitely not the most expensive setup. You know what I mean?
I'm sure it has a pretty high ceiling.
Oh yeah,
sound quality and like sound audio and stuff.
That was why. That's like why I went with the mics that I did, because like
these are nice mics.
They are. The mics are very nice, and that is one of the biggest thing. Like everybody the 30 people that listen to this.
I don't like.
They've all said
I don't like listening to myself talk.
Really?
Yeah. And these mics are nice.
Yeah. The like 30 people that listen to this, they've all said like, man, you guys sound really good. Like you guys, the quality of the sound is really good. And yeah, that's just because I picked pretty good mics.
Yeah. Imagine if we just did it on a phone on like a freaking stand.
Yeah. And like they also make, because these mics have XLR cables, that's the big difference.
Yeah, this big cable.
Yeah. They make ones that, even these ones are also, you could plug them in with a USB. But USB mics just aren't the quality's just not as good as the XLR cables. So
splurged.
Yeah, we treat yourself.
Yeah, treat yourself.
The setup was really simple.
Yeah,
from what I observed.
Yeah, and what's cool about it is like you could put batteries in this thing. So like technically we could do this in like Alex's truck. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't need to be
roadcast.
Yeah, bro. It doesn't need to be plugged in all the time. Like you could put batteries in it and do this anywhere.
I need a bigger backpack to carry all this stuff if we want to do it. Like I don't want to. Like you can take it on the road and interview people.
Alex
you could
run around with a camera, my GoPro.
Yeah,
which I don't want to harass people.
Like, sure you do.
Like the people upstairs, boom, 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 with my GoPro.
Alex has cool ideas for.
Quit screaming at Fortnite.
Some video for the audios. He said about wearing a GoPro, like throwing logs and doing other shit. I think he should wear a GoPro fishing so he can rip lips.
I do that. I just haven't uploaded any.
We'll put some of those in some of the audio files. That'd be cool.
Dude,
Yeah,
even
some
like
trout mania.
Use your GoPro footage, you know?
even like just kayaking and stuff.
Yeah, use that footage.
I've tried. There's a kayak mount. It's just a lot to turn on and off, and if I keep it on the whole time, the battery goes dead, and then I got to change batteries out. If it gets in the way a little bit, you just gotta figure out how everything works.
Right.
It's a lot. Because I get a lip on, I push the button to record, and then whenever I get a lip off, I push the button to unrecord, and then I just go through each file instead of having one long file that I have to edit, which I don't know what's easier.
Yeah, neither do I.
One long file to edit and take a piece out.
Yeah, the editing would be the work because you'd have to, yeah.
See, and that's one of the reasons why, because like if I had a newer computer, I would do this more often, and like sometimes I would just do it by myself, like just me talking into the mic.
The programs are probably really easy to use as well.
Yeah, my computer's just out of date, and so like even like one of the cheapest free or like base free audio mixers that I found is this program called Audacity, and but my computer's just so old that it wouldn't support the software. So I was like, fuck, man, like what am I gonna do? And then one day, like I kind of just gave up on it, and then one day Alex was like, we should like record ourselves talking. I was like, Alex, I literally have 2 microphones, a sound mixer, headphones. Like I was like, I have all the stuff that we need to do this. And he was like, really? I was like, dude, I have it all here at my house.
Yeah. I was just tired. Like I'd go on schizophrenic rants to him, and then it eventually looped on myself, and it's like I need to scream this into a microphone so everybody gets to hear it.
The schizophrenic rants are some of the listeners' favorite things.
Yikes!
That isn't, dude. They love it. Like every time
They can't wait for the return.
dude, they love it, man. Like every time Alex and I get to talking about his schizophrenia, whenever people would like talk to me about listening to the podcast, they would be like, it's so fucking interesting listening to him talk about that. They were like, not to be weird, but it's like one of the best parts of it.
I think a lot of people are kind of fascinated about it.
I'm fascinated about it. Alex changed my perspective of what I thought someone with schizophrenia was. You know what I mean? Like, because of like the media and stuff.
There's a lot of people who think they're schizophrenic and they're not.
Well, no. I just mean like I thought that like a schizophrenic person would be. I didn't think that they would be near as like calm and collected and clear-minded and articulate as what Alex is. I didn't think that they'd be able to hold like a job and be able to like maintain conversation and like not. I don't want to say like be able to be your friend, but like I thought that they would be like a nut job, you know what I mean? Like talking to the fucking walls and like saying that they're like intercepting fucking CIA signals in their fillings in their teeth and shit like that.
Just psychosis would be like, it wouldn't matter. Like it would be the person if they were the same, but if they are doing those things, so it's like I guess, you know,
Drew takes
psychosis
a big
really
brunt
would
of
be
it.
the big thing. It's like dealing with the things that aren't there to deal like. That's kind of, I don't know what I'm getting at. You're better to speak on it, but I'd imagine that it would be hard to maintain a normal social setting with constant psychosis.
I would come in and out of them, and they affected my emotions. So I would come in and out of very high highs and very low lows, and people would be like, "What's his problem today?" And it's like, "Well, I think the sun's going to explode any second and melt my brain, and I'm going to be abducted through a black hole." And stuff like that. Or I think that one of my best buddies just has the ring of power and I need to get it from him so that we can turn it into the ring of fire because we don't need to destroy it. And it's already corrupting me because it's on this earth and stuff like that. And I'm screaming at Drew because he knows too. And he's laughing at me cooking a burger, talking about how he truly doesn't know. And I might just be in trouble.
Boy, you would be so susceptible to the ring of power, man.
Oh yeah!
As soon as you saw it, it would fucking, you'd be ripping people's throats out to get to it, dude.
Yeah. I had a moment at work. I tried to explain it to Shane a little bit. Where have you ever had a dream where you think it's real? The dream is real until you wake up.
Yeah.
Psychosis is kind of the same way.
Sure.
You think it's real until it's over, and then you're like, well, that just ruined my fucking life.
Right.
Because I made decisions based off of something I thought was real. and people don't know how to wrap their heads around it. It's almost as if I'm dreaming with my eyes open, but they're connected to my emotions, and I can see one thing but also perceive another, and it pisses you off.
Sure.
Because you're trying to just live a life.
Yeah, that's like the difference. That's like the schizoaffective part of it, right? The
Yes.
affective part means that it like messes with your emotions.
Yes, and the third part is I mix the two up. It might be bipolar disorder or multiple personality disorder. I got to look at the paper. I just take the medicine for it. My doctor really knows
Sure.
what they're doing, and everything's stellar about it so far. Not stellar. It's in the manner of I'm progressing with medicine. I don't like the long-term effects that antipsychotics can have on your brain. It like melts it into one.
He was telling me about the side effects of antipsychotics earlier at breakfast. I was like, that sounds troubling.
Something dyskinesia. It causes you to shake because of excess dopamine or something. And when I was on the medication, a lot of it, and they had to take it back, I would be not even drinking a cup of coffee in the morning, and it would shake. Like I would just be shaking both my legs and both my arms, and people would tell me, lay off the caffeine.
Right.
Not caffeine. It's like I'm almost overdosing on this antipsychotic.
One of the
Which I don't think you can do.
One of the things that you've told me before that I think every time I think about it, I'm like, I just can't imagine the frustration. Would be like whenever you would say about hearing like voices talking about you, and like it doesn't matter. Like you have zero effect over what they say, how they say it, when they say it. Like you can hear them like talking about you, like people in a different room talking about you, and you can be like, I can fucking hear you, and it's just like they don't pay you any mind. Like doesn't matter what you do, what you say, how you act. Like they're just. But then like you've also said that like different decisions that you would make and different actions that you would take would influence the way that they would talk and like change like the tone of the conversation and stuff that they were having. But like you could never like pin it down and figure. I just can't imagine how frustrating it would be.
I could get attaboys all day at work, and depending on the voices that would come to me or appear, would depend on my mood. So a good work day wouldn't surmount to a good day at all. It could be, I could be downtrodden the whole day because it's just telling me about how they're going to murder my family, man.
Right.
Or the CIA's going to schwack me in Afghanistan as the warlord, man, because I just hit their lottery for some fucked up game they play.
Your social security number is the lottery.
They threw a
number.
dart
Yeah.
at social security numbers and it hit mine, man. So I'm the new warlord in Afghanistan. They're going to cut my head off to make a power vacuum. Grow my beard out, take pubes to my face like in Jackass, and throw me in the trunk. And it's every day. It's nonstop. Even sleeping, I don't really get a reprieve from it. But the medication helps me like float on.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I appreciate it. And I'm glad that some man in a jungle figured out how to deprive leaves and stuff, or
right,
to make the medicine.
Get the concoction right.
Thank you, science man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. All
Maybe-
your sacrifice is not in vain.
Maybe you should get into like crystals and like
Shove crystals up your ass. That'll cure you.
and like
my chakra.
yeah, dude.
Charge it in the moon and
Yeah.
shove it in your urethra.
Maybe you should figure out like
My chakras aren't alive.
being like a witch and like creating like potions and serums and tonics and stuff, and you know what I
Ferment
mean?
my own piss.
Yeah. And again, charge crystals in the moonlight and mix like a potion into your crystal.
You think I'm not crazy or something out there? I used to do seances with candles during certain times.
Really?
Oh yeah. You want to know
Well,
something?
you were trying to talk to the spirits. This is literally your fault.
That's what I'm saying.
literally
I'm
your
open to
You
possession.
brought this
so
on
there-
yourself.
Yeah.
Give it to yourself.
It's a catch-22.
What were you wearing?
Were you dressed like a slut? I'll bet you fucking were.
I bet.
Yeah. And I asked Bill, my father, if one of the deer he shot during hunting season, like what type of deer, and he was like, I think it was a doe. And I was like, maybe the doe didn't have babies. And I was rubbing blood from the steak
I was
above
just
the
about
fucking
to say,
door
be
sill
like,
and shit like that. And like trying
Can
to
I drink its blood? Did you already slit its throat?
like just and then like a week later he was like, what's the matter? Is the medication working or not? And like really worried about me. And this was
I
whenever
don't think that doctor's drugs are working good.
and the jukebox and everything was not working at the club, and I thought there was some
It was
type
your
of,
fault.
I thought there was some type of electromagnetic wave pulsating out of my brain from the voices, and people's algorithms were affecting the YouTube channel in at the club, and it was pissing me off because it's like I want to affect the algorithm.
I'll bet
But
like if it was like your electro impulses that were affecting the jukebox at the club, I'll bet it would go the opposite of what you'd want it to.
Yeah,
like it would
it was.
only right, of course. Like it wouldn't be stuff that you would want to hear. It's just stuff like you hate Jelly Roll so much, and that's just like the only thing. Like
You put so much energy into hating Jelly Roll that your frequencies send off.
right. That's all it is.
Jelly
like
Roll.
every other song is gone from the jukebox. Like, yeah, we don't know what's going on. It's only Jelly Roll now on the
They say
jukebox.
my life's
just a long head.
Oh man.
I like when he calls him Smelly Hole.
Smelly Roll, yeah.
I just don't get it. I find him disingenuous.
I don't
find it
like his
too.
music.
He really hams up the.
I'm fat.
He doesn't have to. I can see that. I'm not blind.
Speaking of being fat,
he's so fat. I can hear how
What
fat
do you
he
know
is.
about it?
well, I was gonna say, did you guys see that one chick is trying to sue Lyft?
Oh yeah,
because she's like 500 pounds, and the Lyft driver showed up, and he was like, "Nope." He was like, "You can't get in my car," and she's like trying to sue for
I've
discrimination.
been in clown cars.
Well, she should have to order the XL lift.
Right.
Oh.
She
Lyft
should.
XL.
She should.
If it was a normal lift, and that's
Especially
underneath,
considering
he's
she's like-
literally like, I don't get like it
Well,
wouldn't
she
be
probably
his-
ordered
he's
that
like, this
car so
isn't
she
my
could take
job.
pictures
Right.
of herself in it.
And I
It
bet
was
it's- I
like
bet
a
it's-
Honda Civic.
Okay, well, yeah, that's a normal lift. but
Right.
If you're 500 pounds, you have to get in a vehicle that can support you, which would be normally 2 people or more.
and
3
it says
people, maybe.
and it says in Lyft's thing that like passengers have to wear a seatbelt.
Yeah.
So like if you can't,
Do you have a
if
seatbelt
the
extension?
seatbelt
Can you
won't
put that
fit you,
on?
you know what I mean? Right? Can you put the seatbelt on? And like the thing is it's funny. You know, she's like, this girl's like on Instagram talking about like how all this money and stuff that she has, and people are just roasting her in their comments. They're like, all that money and you can't order an Uber XL. I don't know.
Oh, it's the
Right.
The
you
truth.
have to order the XL.
Right,
These
because
just
you're
like-
500 pounds.
Yeah.
There's people that are delusional. I got medicated for my delusions, and these people force their delusions to be lived by other people. Like we're supposed to. Oh, that's not what fat is.
Right.
You being 500 pounds.
Right.
Like,
Oh, I'm the
that's
whole
fit. I can go
the-
on Tinder
right.
and put on I'm an athletic build.
The whole,
because
like,
we changed the
body positivity movement. Like I'm all for body positivity, but at the same time, like you got to understand that if you're 5'6" and 500 fucking pounds, like the only way that you are allowed to be 400 pounds is if you're 7 feet tall. Because if you're 5'6" and you're 500 fucking pounds, like you really kind of need a dose of reality. Like you need to understand that like we're currently living in like unprecedented times. Like peace, we've never like imagine if it's the fucking beaches of Normandy again. You know what I mean? Like if you have to run for your life from anything, you're gonna die.
That's
Like
the luxury of our civilization.
that's what I'm
nowadays.
saying, but it's a thin fucking veil that's not realistic, man. Like at any point in time, society could go fucking sideways, dude. Could go belly
And
up,
you're gonna
and
be
now,
pissed that you're not fat because you can't live off of the fat for 2 months without food.
but I don't think that's true, dude. I think they'll be some of the first ones to go because you can't defend yourself. You can't run. You can't climb. You can't jump. How are you like if you're? I've watched my 600-pound life, dude, and those people are in constant pain. And like they can't get over curbs. Some of them can't get up a 3-inch curb because they're fucking so fat.
There's people who don't live to 70.
Fuck no.
Quality of life, not
There's
quantity.
people who never live to 70.
Fuck no. No, you don't see any old, morbidly obese people.
Correct.
But I don't think that it should be. I think it'll weed itself out.
Yeah,
I don't think it's I don't think it's cause of concern. They call it like a pandemic. Like apparently it is a pandemic, but they can say anything they want through the propagandic media. They can make you.
They also fed us garbage.
Well,
It
that's
made us all fat.
right. But like, dude, like over half of Americans are like severely overweight.
And the other half are
I believe
addicted to
that.
heroin and
Hell yeah.
meth.
It's like 65% of America is like severely overweight. I read this statistic the other day about how young men between the ages of of military age, 80% of them are, I think I might be inflating that number, but I want to say it was 80% of them are ineligible to join the military.
Ineligible. How are we? So they're going to force the
Like
hand on the
physically
people that can.
incapable.
Because physically incapable of it. Because
Wow.
they would just never pass
How
the standard.
convenient.
I was reading Reddit comments the other night because I'm getting ready to
good.
join the Air Force, and I spend time on like the Air Force Reddit and Air Force YouTube and stuff, just like watching different stuff. And I was reading Reddit comments about this kid who was talking about how he's like, I'm 5'6" and I'm 228 pounds.
Jesus.
Is he in?
And he was like, I'm getting ready to take my ASVABs in like a couple months. And he's like, I'm terrified that I'm not going to be able to lose the weight. And like people are telling him like what he needs to do in order to get in shape. But like, it's just that kind of stuff, man. Like 228 pounds isn't 300-400 pounds. But like, I mean, that's still at 5'6", you're still really overweight.
Yeah, that's extremely overweight.
Yeah.
I've never seen
scares
2
me.
and I'm 5'4". Like when I was getting fat in jail, I got up to like high 180, like 189. And I mean, I was round.
Right.
I was fat.
Right.
I've never been over like a 29-inch waist. I think this is the chubbiest I've been, and I'm 178.
I've been fat before.
I've weighed more than 178, but I've never been chubbier than
Right.
this much water and a lot of injuries. Which
I've
is
been
an excuse.
I've been fat before, and like, I mean, I don't know. Does that give me grounds to speak on it? Like,
On behalf of fat
you get
people,
the- you get a
Troy,
fat
am
word-
ex-fat.
right,
Yeah.
right. As a former fat, do I get like a fat pass where I
Yeah.
can like say like it's better to not be fat? Like, truly, I feel better. Like
Well, you're prejudiced against yourself, so you'd be a
a Jew, yeah, like a
self-loathing,
hate, like a Jewish,
like a self-hating fat person.
yeah.
That's how you get to like 500 pounds. You're like you love yourself, and you're like, I'm doing nothing wrong.
Right.
Well, because you're addicted to. Never mind.
Because you create a delusion.
Yeah, that's these.
I was like, I don't need to work out.
Dude, like I went for a 5-mile hike today, right? And like, I mean, again, this is just like a personal thing, you know. I mean, I really enjoy being outside and I enjoy being active, but like, I can't imagine if I couldn't do that. Like, if I was just contained to like my bed or like the walk between my bed and the couch because I'm so fat I can't get out of my house and go do stuff. That sounds like fucking, we were just talking about isolation and about being locked in like a small room. Like that sounds almost the same to me.
Physically, it is.
I don't think it would make me mad. It doesn't make me mad
can't
to
go
see
anywhere.
overweight people.
No.
What makes me mad is when overweight people expect you to treat them in a way that's like a disability because you did
Right.
it to yourself.
Right. I agree. It doesn't
you
make me
weren't born with.
it doesn't make me mad to see fat people. Like, it's a choice, you know what I mean? So like, if that's the lifestyle that you're choosing, that's fine. But like, my thing is like, don't make it everybody else's problem. When I see these people go on the internet and complain that Lyft won't give them a ride, or complain that like stadium seats in baseball stadiums aren't fat inclusive,
You can't accommodate
right?
your giant
or like
3-person wide.
exactly.
I'm gonna-
Or like people get on airplanes and they're like, I had to buy an extra seat, and it's like, okay,
Why don't you make seats for fucking people
for
that are
fat
5
right,
people wide?
exactly. And like the thing is like, if you're sitting in an airplane seat,
roller coasters.
imagine you're sitting beside a regular sized person in an airplane seat and they just lay on you the whole time. Like their body is just on your body the whole time. Like, it's the same thing, man. Like if you take up 2 seats and your body is against my body, that's not fair to me. That's where I take umbrage with it.
If I was on
Let's have a little compassion for a second, though.
Okay.
Let's say, imagine what they're thinking of themselves if we're already thinking this bad stuff about them, because most people's worst critic is themselves.
I don't know if they're that self-reflective.
I agree.
Oh.
I agree.
Do you think there's a barrier for
Dude, I'd be
self-reflection?
so mad if someone was rubbing against me on a flight somewhere, and it's
Right.
'cause they were like and breathing like an engine that was fucking going because they had like you could hear it and rubbing against you. That would be so, and them bitching the whole time about, can you believe they made me pay for 2 seats?
Right. That's the
Would
kind of
be
stuff.
insane.
That's the kind of stuff that I get frustrated with. Is like all this this push for like, oh, we need fat inclusive XYZ, and it's like, no, we don't. Like you just need to not be a fat piece of
They
shit.
limited me to 3 whole pizzas to myself. You know.
Right.
What?
Right. Maybe quit eating so much. Like, I don't know, man. And the thing is like, again, I've watched enough of My 600-Pound Life. Like, they act like at a certain point they act like they're hungry. But here's the difference is like, if you're truly hungry, like say you've gone months without real food, and you've just been surviving on like bird blood and water, you know what I mean? Like you were stranded out at sea, and I put a plate of fresh vegetables in front of you. You're gonna eat, like you're gonna lick the plate clean, man. Yeah. Like that'll be the most insane meal you've ever seen in months. Whereas like you put a plate of fresh vegetables in front of someone who's 500 pounds, and they're gonna be like, I don't want that. Like they'll be like, I'm hungry, and you put like 4 whole bell peppers in front of them, they'll be like, well, can you deep fry them and cover them in ranch dressing? Yeah. And it's like, you're not truly hungry. No. You're addicted to mouth pleasure. You're addicted to food.
It happens.
It does happen. But
do you think that's a mental disease addiction?
No,
being
so
addicted to food?
No, so it's like actually really easy. Like where the core of it comes from is that for the majority of human civilization, sugar was very hard to come by. Like in excess, it was considered like a treat. So you know what I mean? And especially fat combined with carbohydrates. Because if you look at all unhealthy food, that's like what it is it's fats combined with carbohydrates. And so when those, for a very long time of human history, were very difficult to come by. And so whenever you got them, it was like this huge reward center that went off in your brain. But now it's not hard to come by. You can go to the fucking bodega down the street and get fucking, like you said, a bag of Muddy Buddies whenever at all hours of the day. Fucking 3:30 in the morning, you could walk to the fucking Sheets and go buy a bag of fucking Muddy Buddies, man.
Shout out.
Shout out Sheets.
Yeah, I sheets my pants.
And so like that's now that same reward center in our brain that used to light up for that stuff every once and again. You can just keep hitting that fucking button until your fingers are so fat they don't fit on the button anymore.
They abuse the reward system.
I can't use the kiosk anymore.
I need more candies.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
I need more candies.
Excuse me.
Say it, don't spray it, brother.
Can you put gravy on my chicken?
My chicken's a little dry. It's white meat.
I need more. There's not enough ranch dressing on my pizza.
Shane was cooked, so he probably gets a kick out of that.
There's some wild orders.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
What's the grossest one that you've had to make?
I don't know, bro. I just like, there's tons of plates in there that I would make martinis that would be like gravy. Everything's in gravy, covered in gravy,
swimming in it.
There's a piece of food that gets served,
and like I've actually like put gravy on like a side of fries, and then Karen's like, they want more gravy.
More
on that.
gravy.
So every fry was covered. I did my job. More gravy.
They come back in like a fucking wheelbarrow, and it's like, pour the gravy in my mouth.
Like in a rascal. They wheel themselves back. More.
Can you
gravy.
Give me
just
gravy
pour-
cigarettes.
Can you pour the gravy in my mouth? Yeah,
Can I
I'll take
dip my cigarette in it like chowder into the gravy and smoke it.
I don't know, the weirdest was
man.
like I would have to grill a hot dog for a person, but I would have to like
Split it.
slice it long ways. They
It
wanted
also
me to
tasted
butterfly
different.
this hot dog
Right.
for them. I was like, this is weird.
Tastes different.
No,
if you
I meant
don't.
like as far as weird, not weird. That's not the right term. Like you said, you that was a good example about like
The
them
gravy.
sending the gravy covered
There's
fries
just
back.
so much,
More
they
gravy.
Just want so much gravy. It's insane.
Yeah, like has someone ever ordered like just like an aggressively like fat amount of food and then been like
Yes.
add
Yeah.
more butter and lard and fat to my food?
Oh yeah, they order it'll say KB, which stands for kitchen butter, and you just slam a whole
I've
right on
witnessed-
their potatoes.
Can
or
you
whatever.
butter my bacon?
I've witnessed in
Yeah,
there
dude, it's yeah.
Can you put I want black coffee, but can you put gravy in it?
drinking coffee
Coffee.
and just hanging out, enjoying the main street commotion. There was a couple that came in complaining that they can't breathe, and then both ordered 2 double bacon cheeseburgers,
Two.
both with 2 sides.
Yeah, I've made that's probably the big one is like people get 2 burgers,
Two double bacon.
2 orders of fries.
Yeah.
Holy shit. 2 double
Ate it
bacon
all.
cheeseburgers.
Then smoked
Yeah,
a cigarette
4 patties, brother. 8 patties total.
Holy shit.
with bacon and cheese and bread and French fries for both, double order.
I can't breathe.
And I can't. Yeah. And these people are literally. What's that?
I don't know why. Why is it?
There must
Why
be
does it
a-
hurt when I breathe?
There must be a clop on my chest.
Oh man.
There's no
2 double bacon cheeseburgers and 2 orders of fries. I mean, you're looking at 5,000 calories in that one.
That's one meal.
These are
And
diner
that's,
burgers.
and
They're
that's
greasy,
every
too.
day. Oh yeah.
Dude.
I have a cup of chili. I've been eating more since I've been doing the blue collars.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
of
dude, I've
course.
been
Your
eating
body
like
demands
crazy.
more.
I'm trying to figure
We
out.
ate Chick-fil-A and talking about the other night.
Oh, we crushed it. I ate cinnamon twist until it was all through my truck.
He gets the cinnamon all over my fingers, and I was
Yeah.
just like, save it on
They're-
your steering wheel.
Yeah, my fingers are like swollen from not swollen. They're pumped from like
Pumped.
That's what I.
not. I'm not retaining water. I'm cultivating mass.
Yeah, every like pain I get at work, it's like, oh yeah, baby, bring it on, because that's just a gain somewhere else. And I figured
Chick-fil-A and Taco Bell
We went
in
I
the
ate
same day.
I ate a burrito,
I
chicken
actually
sandwich,
ate,
and chicken
I
nuggets.
actually ate hard. He didn't eat too aggressive.
Nice,
at either
dude.
place.
Oh, Shane was
I
slugging it.
yeah.
Nice.
I got so hungry working so hard.
Yeah, it's
Love
weird. It's weird, right? Like whenever you
It's an appetite.
work real hard. Yeah. Yeah.
And I've never been
It
into
goes
like
somewhere.
the self control. I'm more of a hungry, eat till I'm not hungry.
Oh, I
kind
get
of
it,
guy.
man.
Yeah.
I eat a couple pieces, wait a little bit, and if I'm still hungry, I'll eat a little bit more. But usually it sedates me.
That's control. Do you derive pleasure from food?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't
'Cause-
eat, doesn't everybody?
No, some people don't.
I
They just eat for fuel.
Well, some people just don't get like the mouth pleasure that
Oh, it's
other
mouth
people
pleasure.
get from food.
I get a
you know
high
what I mean?
depending on what I eat.
Yeah,
if it's
like-
Muddy Buddies, like
I got real sad when I lost my taste during COVID. I
Sure.
was like, this is awful. I don't want to live.
I
like
can tell the
this.
difference
Sure.
between breads and proteins, what they do for my body,
Yeah,
water and
same.
sugar, carbohydrates. I do get a high rush from them, but you got to remember that you're going to crash, and you got to keep that.
It's like part of the reason I don't eat really bad food is because like I'm like very in tune with the way my body feels. And boy, I mean, it's not that I don't like that stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, bro. Every time I fucking smell McDonald's food, I'm like, oh my God, it smells good. But I just know how it's going to make me feel. And I just can't bring myself to do it. The other day, I ate one McDonald's French fry, right? Like I carried the bags in for my mom and I reached in, pulled out one fry and ate it. And immediately I was like, I could eat 100 of those fucking things. Like it was so good. And I haven't eaten McDonald's in so long. And I was like, man, I get it,
It's
but
like you have a second stomach for it. Or something.
I get it, but I just can't do it, dude. But like, I don't know. I still eat some stuff that's like every basically every morning for breakfast, I eat 4 scrambled eggs and 4 slices of bacon and 2 pieces of toast.
I ate 3 ice cream sandwiches in the middle of the
I
night.
eat like
Well, that's the kind of stuff
at
that I
least
don't do.
4 pieces of bread a day
and then wonder
Yeah.
why I get diarrhea.
in my sandwiches. I
Yeah.
was concerned about my bread intake.
Yeah, I my breakfast every day is like 900 calories.
That's a good breakfast.
But I like front load my food. You know what I mean? Like I consume a lot of protein and calories in the morning, so I don't have to worry about it as much throughout the rest of the day.
Breakfast is the most important meal.
Yeah.
If I don't eat enough of a breakfast, I feel it before first break, and I got to stuff my face
Right.
with half my lunch.
what do
Exactly.
you eat before break? That's why I get the stupid shit I've been getting.
In the morning, I'll try to eat a couple hard-boiled eggs with some waffles.
That's the move,
blueberry
dude.
waffles or something, and then I work, like my purpose is to work up an appetite, like slingboard so much that I'm starving by the time it's lunch, and then do it again by
I
the time
am
it's done.
starving. by
Yeah, I
lunch.
believe you.
Hard-boiled eggs is a good move in the morning.
Oh, they're tasty.
They
a little
are.
bit of hot sauce on them.
They're easy to eat, easy on your stomach.
Bananas
Bananas are another good. It's
helps with
good sugar.
cramps.
Yep, you don't get cramps.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, I got a
Calcium.
honey stinger for the first time in a long time. The other day before work, it was good.
Yeah,
For,
this
for like a
podcast is-
light breakfast.
Yeah,
This podcast is brought to you by Honey Stinger, and I know it doesn't mean what you think it means.
it's a sexual move.
It is a sex thing.
Yeah, it's a sex thing.
Honey, let me give you my
stingers.
stinger.
Jessica brought up the idea of us doing fake ad reads, which I think is
That's
hilarious,
funny. I
dude.
think
Yeah.
you guys should do them.
I'm not clever enough to come up with anything.
Neither am I.
That's
I would
off-brand
almost
or
need to like write a couple
spin-off.
of them down.
Yeah, we'd have to write some.
Or like just riff off stuff that we have here on the table, like
ginger
this.
craps.
This podcast is brought to you by Chapstick. Are your lips feeling chapped from having
them
a
herpes.
fucking yeah? Are the corners of your lips chapped? You and your buddy from spending too much time
Are
with
you licking your buddy's lips too much?
right?
This podcast is brought to you by Drew's Valtrex.
Nah.
This podcast is brought to you by LaCroix. Do you like the taste of water but hate the taste of fruit? Try LaCroix. I don't know. I like LaCroix. So
It's TV static and a fruit screaming
Yeah.
its name in another room.
it's like it's like drinking regular water,
Yeah.
but someone whispers a fruit in the other room.
Yeah. What?
An essence.
Yeah.
It has the essence. It has a chakra of fruit.
Cranberry.
Alex was bummed the bar didn't have Topo Chico,
Yeah.
and I didn't have very high expectations.
I'm tired of them catering to drunks and drinkards and
at the bars.
yes. Well, but there's just no social area that doesn't involve liquor and booze, and
Right. That's why it's like why I stay away from them.
it's been I bring up the bet we made when we were hungover at the gym one time.
Yeah, you
And we
still
both-
you still haven't had any alcohol since then.
I'm seeing how dry I can go for
Oh,
as long
yeah.
as I
We
can
went
go.
I went
He's brought this up. To
we
me.
went like 78 days and then I broke because we went down to see Darby and I wanted to have a beer with him. I hadn't seen him in a long time.
Yeah, no shame.
But yeah, it was like 78 days or something like that.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I like drinking. I will admit that like
Nothing wrong with it.
I like it. I like the way it makes me feel. Being drunk is definitely a good time. However, I'm such a pussy when it comes to hangovers. Like I cannot handle it. I don't like that it ruins everything I want to do the next day.
It does suck.
Right? And then on top of that, I am on a calorie restricted diet. Like I only eat a set amount of calories every day. So it's foolish to drink them because that doesn't get you anywhere. When one beer is 200 calories, I would rather eat that 200 calories.
Did you try liquor?
It's well, okay. Sure, straight liquor, just straight tequila is 65 calories a shot. So if I wanted to just drink straight tequila with no chase, nothing else to wash it down.
no
well,
salt.
there's not
Well,
many
there you
calories
go.
in lime juice. Right. Right.
Sounds reasonable.
But so, I mean, Shay, that like when I do go to the bar, I order vodka, soda water, and lime juice
Yeah.
because again, it's like 100 calories a drink. Like it's a lighter drink.
And you can taste the alcohol.
Which is another thing, an odd thing. As I get older, I enjoy. I don't like my drinks to taste like candy.
I don't like whenever.
I want to taste the booze in it.
Alex hates drinking.
No, people look at me like, "What's your problem with drinking?" It's like I love this stuff.
Right.
It's great. It's a good time.
It is
Nothing
great.
wrong with drinking.
Right. No, I just
But I have
to stay away because, like I said, I just don't want to.
Once I'm pushing on that
Just can't
pedal,
do
it's
it.
riding on red, and I'm drunk every night,
Right.
and it's just no pleasure.
That's one of the reasons
Because I
that
can't handle myself.
That's one of the reasons that I liked smoking weed and cigarettes, is because there's no calories in weed and cigarettes.
See, I cheated though. I got a substance. I had my medical card to help me with anxiety around crowds and people and public places because
Try new
I'd
Marlboro
am-
breakfast blend.
breakfast
Love the
blend.
love the taste of bacon and eggs, but also the rich pull of a Marlboro Red. try Marlboro breakfast blend.
Man, I was thinking of some type of concealment to cover up your girlfriend's black eye. But that's domestic abuse advertisement.
Yeah.
And that's hate speech of some sort. So
Is
you
it?
can't really be like, try our new concealment for when you're screaming at Fortnite.
Mm.
That's my neighbor's name. It's Brian. at
That'd be like
Fortnite.
that'd be like a makeup ad. Like
I got
just
one.
This lady getting decked,
Right.
Well, how many Brians are
Right.
there in the world?
and then
wanna
she
hide-
goes to a high-end job interview the next morning, and she looks beautiful.
Right.
And then it just goes to the makeup brand's company concealer,
Mm.
like the product. That's when the product reveal happens.
Well, I'm trying to think of something really dark and really light.
Here, I get a real, not tasteful joke for women with black eyes. You want to know how you know that the waitress is going to get your order wrong? She's got a black eye.
Damn.
That's fucked up. I don't condone hitting women.
No, I don't condone hitting
a joke.
anybody. Ha 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 ha.
It's a joke. I understand some people
It's
are going to
not
be
real.
like, "That's not funny." Well, I don't know. I didn't write the joke.
You didn't.
He just hit the waitress.
Right, because she got my order wrong. She learned. It was right when she came back. Again, I'm joking. I don't condone hitting women. It's not
That's
funny.
why it's growing up. My sister is a lady, and she used to
Is she?
She used to aggravate me until I'd give her an energy drainer. You know, one of them. You know, give them a wallop. My sister.
Okay.
And then my uncle would always be like, "You don't hit girls. Quit hitting girls.
Right.
That's
Like,
not
my
what men do."
My sister. It doesn't count.
Yeah, I'm explaining. I'm like, tell her to quit egging me on.
Right. Tell her to quit asking for it.
Because these fists.
She's gonna catch you fucking.
Yeah,
Right,
looking.
dude.
They're hungry.
Right.
They're asking for it.
Right.
gotta
She was
eat.
hungry, and you had a knuckle sandwich ready
Yeah.
for her.
My brother, he tells me the story. I don't remember it. He says he jumped off the couch onto my head when I was like laying on the ground.
Jesus.
Oh, we were rough with each other, throwing rocks.
Like his feet.
Yeah, like jumped.
Like
on
he
my head.
stomped on your head.
Yeah,
Holy
like
shit.
jumped off the couch onto my head.
Jesus.
He says he always feels bad about it, and I don't remember that. Must have been pretty funny.
You remember the movie Toy Story? There was a toy at the beginning of the first one. Woody's talking into it. It's like this little kid's karaoke machine.
Yeah.
It had like a red and yellow microphone.
Yeah.
My sister hit me in the head with one of those whenever I was still a baby, whenever I was in the crib.
Oh.
Yeah, she hit me in the head with one of those.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't remember that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Oh, of course not.
But she did it.
I don't, that's when my consciousness started.
I probably shared this story.
Yeah, she woke me up. Crack. And I was like, I am Troy.
It was at a camp along the river, and I found a piece of weed eater string, and my brother would not leave me
Oof.
alone, so I started whipping
Oh,
him with it.
man.
And he was screaming bloody murder.
Did you cut him?
I think I just left welts on him.
Yeah, he
I
definitely
wasn't
had
old.
evidence on him.
Yeah, and my gram grabbed it and was like,
She hit you with it?
no, she started spanking me
You
or
lucky
whatever.
dog.
And was shocked and appalled and couldn't believe that my sociopathic butt
You
could.
little destructive fuck.
Yeah.
We used to throw rock. Me and my friends used to throw rocks at each other.
Yeah.
Rock throwing's normal.
Yeah, I mean that's just a little bit of tomfoolery. They hurt though.
Yeah, don't eat one. Dodge them if you can.
Yeah,
Mm.
they
The
hurt.
teeth.
Oof.
Oh, that sucked.
We used to play airsoft
That's fine.
out of Jacob Apple's house. We had like bunkers built in the woods and stuff. It was a lot of fun. But like I know this never happened to me because I always wore a paintball mask, right? Like with like full visor
Smart.
and like covered my whole face. But I know some people that we'd play with and they only wore safety glasses because we wouldn't let you play if you didn't have eye protection. We were like, we're not taking you to the hospital because you got hit in the eye with a fucking airsoft pellet.
Yeah.
So you had to wear eye protection, whether it was safety glasses, paintball masks, whatever it was. But some people that would only wear safety glasses, obviously were going to aim at your head. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And like, I remember a couple people getting hit in the fucking teeth with airsoft pellets, dude. And they were done for the day after that. You'd hear it like from, I don't know, 20, 30 yards away. You'd shoot them and you'd hear it like click. And they would be like, I'm done. That just hit me in the tooth. I'm done.
You got sweet teeth. Talk about catching a bullet in your teeth.
We were playing one time, this dude named Jeff Eaton. Do you know Jeff Eaton? No. We were playing one airsoft with him one time, and I don't remember what I think we were playing capture the flag maybe, and he grabbed the flag and took off running, and we lit him up, and we like kept saying like, dude, we shot you. He was like, no, you guys missed. You guys didn't get me.
Covered in welts.
Dude, later that night we were drinking, and he took his shirt off, and he was covered in welts, dude. We were like, oh, we missed, huh?
You didn't get me.
You guys missed.
I'm a juggernaut.
Dude, JP used to have this fucking this gas powered, like a green gas powered pistol that shot airsoft, and holy fuck, it was a revolver.
Yeah.
And we used to sit in Jake's shed and play Russian roulette with that fucking thing, dude.
Estelle shot me in the head with one of them before, like point blank range.
Oh yeah, we would put it
Yeah,
we'd put it right up
stung.
against our head. And dude, it was one of those things that like sometimes the gas coming out, like people would be like, oh, it got me. And we'd be like, you'll know when it gets you. Like, it didn't get you. You'll know when it just the gas coming out, it would hit you in the head, and you'd be like, oh man, it got me. And it's like, no, it didn't. You'll know when it does.
Trying to bluff.
Derek one day said something. I don't remember what he said. He put it to his head and he said like, I'm the hardest guy in this shed or something like that, and shot himself in it, dude. And he started squealing, bro. That thing hurt, dude. It would leave welts.
You're a second born, right?
Yeah. My sister's older than me.
I'm a second born.
And then I'm adopted, so technically I have two. I guess they're still because I'm adopted. They're technically my brothers, right?
Sure.
Like in the eyes of the law, they're my brothers. I don't know. They're my cousins, but like I'm adopted, so technically I have like two older brothers as well.
I am the oldest of adopted brothers.
Hell yeah, adopted buddies.
Firstborn. I
Not
have my
adopted.
I have a maiden
Not
name.
adopted, but had adopted.
I'm
brothers.
half adopted.
I remember one day I can't.
My I guess that's true. True. I got my dad's name. So
Yeah, we have maiden names. We're like women.
yeah.
Married.
Like bitches.
Yeah. I wore I have a pink see-through G-string.
Nice.
And I wore it to work like my third day, and it was
Why?
so whenever I bend
For
over to
attention.
get wood.
Right.
He's a slut.
Right, because you're a slut.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I was
pizza.
asking
Yeah,
for
go
it.
ahead.
And I gotta cut that thing. We could.
Well, I want to hear
Oh.
this story. So go ahead.
And I kept bending over to get wood, and like nobody was.
Noticing your whale tail.
No, because it wasn't out.
So you hiked it up over your hips.
Yep.
You fucking slut.
Yeah, and then Joe, because everybody was like, "Why are you like bending over like that? That's so funny. That's so funny." And then they saw the G-string and they're like, "Well, that's just wrong.
That's not. Yeah.
That's not
funny
man.
anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, that's too much. Like
Yeah.
you crossed the line at the boys' club."
Yeah. We did that in gym class when I was in high school.
Whale tail.
A bunch of us wore thongs one day and like hiked them up real far. So whenever we were bending over to like play games and stuff, you could see them.
I call them my lucky underwear, but they're. Do you need me to cut it?
Do you have a pizza cutter?
I've lost 2 pizza cutters in the past.
How is that
3 months.
possible?
I don't know. I think Drew. Something happens. I don't know why I blame Drew immediately, but I did. I don't know if it's in his room or
Just
something.
Shane, just take the whole pizza and roll it up like a burrito and just eat it like that.
There's a knife in the sink. You'll have to wash it.
You start from
It's
one end.
big enough to.
You start from one end. Alex can start at the other end, and you guys can meet in the
Eat it
middle.
like a big cookie.
This,
Dip it in milk too.
This podcast brought to you by Chapstick. Are your lips all chapped because you and your buddy keep eating pizza from opposite directions and meeting in the middle and then making out with each other?
Does the rock and ship keep nudging you towards each other's lips and you
Right.
accidentally
Is
walk 'em?
practicing kissing on your buddy gay? I don't think so.
Yeah, not if you're practicing for a woman.
You're just exactly. You're just practicing. It's just that's not gay. I made the joke about someone sent me this video of this guy talking about how like everybody in the military, all of them have had their buttholes looked at by an old white man. He's like, it's always an old white man. It doesn't matter. And I said to him, I was like, yeah, he squeezed my balls too. And they were like, that's sexy. And I was like, it is. I was like, how the fuck? Like, he was surprised at how hard my dick got whenever he started squeezing my balls. He said something. And I was like, that's not gay, right? Like getting a boner from having an old man squeeze your balls. Like an old man's hand feels the same as a woman's hand. How am I supposed to tell? My balls can't tell the difference. You know what I mean? It's not like I was like, oh, please grab my balls.
Some random wiener inspections.
Yeah.
I like that you brought up that joining the military is the equivalent to stripping for a man. I really like that because
Yeah.
I've heard that a lot.
You want me to reiterate it? So I said that me at the point of my life that I'm in, joining the military is the male equivalent of a woman deciding to become a stripper because they don't have any other skills. They like don't have anything else marketable that they're good at.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, dude, I'll just join the military.
Yeah, it's the. And I just think that's so funny because I did strip for Uncle Sam. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's such a perv that he liked it. You know, what I mean, he enjoyed me stripping for him.
Yeah.
And I liked it too.
Right, of course. And now you're paid for the rest of your life.
Well, that's
Because you got naked for Uncle Sam.
yeah.
Did you have an old white man look at your butthole at MEPS?
Yeah, I did the duck walk. I did all of it.
But like, did you have to bend over and spread your butt?
I think so.
So like an old white man could look at your butt?
He didn't just look at it. He licked his
Did he
lips
give it a
at
kiss?
And his lips got chapped.
Yeah. Brought to you by Chapstick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I made the joke whenever I first got back from MEPS because my one buddy, he had been to MEPS and he was talking about how, like, you know, they gotta fondle your balls and all that stuff. And he was like, how was it? Was it like super awkward? I was like, no. I was like, the most awkward part was like when I pulled my pants down, he was like, damn. He was like, nice 3-piece set, dog. He was like, get that fucker hard. Let me see what it's all about.
Yeah, his balls gotta be full of cum.
Oh boy, I can see your big dumb balls are all full of cum.
Engorged and veiny. It's throbbing.
Yeah. And then he was like, man, I'm hard over here looking at you being all hard. He's like, I haven't had a boner in 20 years.
Some hard dick shit.
Yeah, dude.
That's not. I'll be gay, I guess. I didn't really understand the Marine Corps. I've heard some phrases out of it that taught me some things in life, like that's some hard dick shit.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't want some limp dick shit
Right, of course not.
going into work. You don't want to be half-assing boards,
Yeah.
missing everything, and just
Yeah,
you
that's
want to
limp
go
dick
in
shit.
and and you want to go in and you want to make people fucking hard.
Yeah,
man.
bro.
You want to be hard.
Yeah. You want to be so hard you get others hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're just a bunch of hard men walking around.
Yeah, dude. Everyone's just hard, bro. Yeah. Of course.
And to keep it up, to keep it hard and up.
I told that bitch not to call me.
My man's enjoying some pizza over here.
Hell yeah.
Call him.
You can it's been 2 hours. You can get some Zaw too if you want. We can turn this off.
Yeah, we'll call it. You want to peace out, Shane?
We can shut this off. We've been at it for 2 hours, so. But this was fun. Shane.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. You should join us again some other time because it's more fun. It is more fun with more people.
I
course.
think you're funny as
Hell
fuck.
yeah, dude. Yeah, that's what. He goes, I told this bitch not to call me anymore, and immediately calls him back. It's
It
funny.
happens.
We'll wait until he gets back to officially sign off. But yeah, dude, you'll have to join us again. We both think you're funny. And when he said you were here, I was like, sweet. Hopefully Shane wants to do the podcast with us.
Yeah, some comedic relief.
So yeah, of course, man. Yeah, it's one of those things that it like seems kind of like some type of way at first, but then like once you act with my friends,
Hey,
Shane.
that's
Oh,
decent. All right.
all right. I love you, buddy. Till next
you too.
time. Love you, Shane.
Love you, Shane. You coming back? Yeah. Yeah, cool. How'd you like it? I'm gonna turn this off.